Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to GKP Live. I hope you're all well. I hope you've all had a good week. At present, it's just myself, as we will be having the usual guys on, but at the moment, right here and now, they're tied up with a little bit of.
It's just myself.
Bear with me 1 second, sorry. That just started playing in the background. It's just myself. They're tied up with a little bit of pond and fish maintenance. Daz has called round to see Mick to give him a little bit of an hand. Obviously, he's back home. He's back out of hospital. But right now, he's got to take it easy and take it steady. So Daz has called round to give him a bit of an hand. Shortly, hopefully, fingers crossed, at some point in the very near future, we should have some of them coming on and giving a little bit of a chat and a little bit of conversation as usual. Oh, we've got a hi all from Hillsley. Hi Hillsley, hope you're good, mate. There's not so many of us to be saying hi to at present. We've got 5 watching. People are coming in. We've got a hi all there from Hillsley. We've got a good evening from Mike KH, aka, excuse me. Excuse me, sorry. We've got a good evening there from Mike KH. Hope you're good, Mike. Hope you're good, Hillsley. Right, well, we have a couple of topics that I would like to start this evening's show off with. First of all, one of my subscribers has, thank you very much, Graham Taylor says, "You flying solo then tonight, Gaz?" No, we've Daz has called round to give Mick an hand because obviously Mick's home and out of hospital now, which is brilliant, great news. But he's been told to rest and take it easy, and he's got a couple of fish that he wants to ball up and measure up. Daz has gone round to give him an hand because it's as much as he's probably capable. He's been told to take it steady with the pleurisy and with the I forgot what it's called. Pneumonia that he got. He's been told to take it easy. So Daz has called round to give him a bit of an hand, and they've been having a bit of a natter. We was just in a live chat linked up on WhatsApp, having a quick talk, and I said, "Hey guys, have you realised like we're going live? It's been 16 minutes." So they're at panic stations now, getting a few bits and bats sorted out, and then Daz is going to whiz back round home. Mick should be coming on to join us, and Daz will be on shortly. So up north, Koi Pond says, "Bless you, thank you very much, mate. Appreciate it. I can't never just sneeze just the once. It's always always a lot, which is fucking hell. What was that? That's mate. Normally I get like 7 or 8 every time when I sneeze. It's never just the odd one. It's crazy. Don't know why, but it's just the way it is." Carlos C says, "Evening all. Good evening, Carlos. I hope you are good." Graham Taylor said, "Good. He's on the mend." Yeah, he is. He's a lot better than what he was, and he's still got antibiotics to keep taking, painkillers for obviously the pain that he's been getting from the scarring and the pleurisy. But he is getting better. He is on the mend. Yeah, they've told him that he needs to take it nice and steady, rest up. Yeah, this is one for you guys. It is official. The Devil show tonight. So all can happen, as I have just hit the 666. So the sooner I can get off the 666, that might prevent things from going wrong, the better. So if there's anybody that's not sub, please do get me off that 666 because that could be this could be dodgy. Everything could go wrong from now on in until we get off that number. But yeah, Mike, cheers for that one, mate. We're at the 666. Yeah, one of the topics that I would like to have brought up when everybody else was on, but we can always touch back to it when they do. One of my subscribers, which a lot of people will know, is Carol. She got her own little channel, but she asked me a question the other day, which I thought was something what I thought you should do, but I thought it might be good for both Carol and anybody else that knows or is in the know on what's the best thing to do when it comes to how often should you clean your media and your backy showers. Now, I put it down, or I answered back, if it was me personally, I'd probably do it maybe 6 monthly and do it maybe twice a year, beginning of the season, and then, obviously your pre-pond start up and all that kind of thing. But if you leave your backy showers running throughout the winter period, would you want to then do another secondary one? So maybe I thought maybe 6 monthly, but I don't know 100%. that's what I would have done. And it's a case of whether or not what other people think and what they would do. For me, I went with the 6 monthly one, perhaps maybe at the beginning of the season, mid-season, and then again at the end of the season in preparation for the following season. So it should all be up and good to go. But I just thought, we'll put that one out there and see what everybody else thinks. Skeggy says, hola, how you doing, Daz? Hope you're good. What do you think, Skeg? What would you do and how often would you do? Would you change, or sorry, not change, but clean out your media in your backy shower? I said if it's got good flow, then it should technically keep itself reasonably clean anyway, as it's not really so much as a filter for filtering and cleaning out muck, as more of a filter for generating good bacteria via the nitrate cycle, or no, the nitrifying bacteria, I believe, to get rid of the nasties. Backy shower Skeggy says a backy shower shouldn't need cleaning really. Oh, there you go. See, Carol is there. Carol Lawsett herself. I hope I pronounced that right. Is it Lysett or Lawsett? Good evening, Gaz, and everyone else. Carol, we're just discussing, or I've just brought up the topic of how often you should clean your backy shower. Obviously, you asked me the other day, and I did turn around and say I would probably do six monthly, maybe twice a year kind of thing. But Daz is saying that you shouldn't really need to clean your filter, your backy shower at all. Now, I suppose it depends on how your systems run. If it runs through your main filter system and then drops into your backy shower, technically it's already filtered out and cleaned out in the first place. But if it's pumped up from a separate source, from an inline pump that you've got in your pond, and then going through and dropping mucky water through your filter system, at some point you should think on checking it to see if it does need it. But I don't know. Depends how you've got it set up, I would imagine, Carol. But Skeggy did say backy shower shouldn't need cleaning really. Well, we all know that they do get some form of fines in them, because whenever you do clean them out, when people do, they do have muck in there. We can't get everything out through us filter systems, even if it is then dropping in and through your backy shower afterwards. There's always going to be some levels of fines in there. But let's see what people think. I don't know. I had one, but I only had one for a very short period of time. So I never cleaned mine at all in that period of time. There was no muck in it when I came to taking it out. But I would have thought a true backy shower running at a high rate of pace of water through it should pretty much keep itself clean anyway, because it's not really a filtration system in that sense for filtering muck out. So I would imagine it would run that way. But we'll see what everybody else thinks and what everybody else says, Carol, and hopefully we can try to see if we can get you an answer. So there we go. We've got the good evening to everybody and everybody else. Hillsley says, don't think you need to clean up the water flow. Should stop anything building up. It's usually done as a secondary filter. Yeah. Up north, Koi Pond says, usually have a pre-filter anyway, don't they? That's how I had mine running. It ran through from my main, and then I separated off to my little backy shower, and then but I also did put some one layer of filter floss on the top layer so that it did get any fines out, should there been any. And I just used to change that little piece of filter floss. I think I probably changed it maybe once or twice a week, depending on how mucky it got. But it was just polishing out the fines that got in through that little bit. So yeah, I would imagine that if you've got it pre-filtered beforehand, Carol, you should pretty much get away with maybe not having to. Fast enough flow going through there, as a backy shower should be cascading through there quite fast and not trickling through, i.e. that would then be a trickle shower. However, I'm going to do one on the fry tank because it's more of a trickle tower. The one that you've got now is more of a trickle tower, Skeggy, or the one that you're going to make is going to be more of a trickle tower, which I'm guessing you mean the one that you've got now. AD says, evening, Gaz. How are you doing, AD? Hope you're well. Mike Bass, my shower media comes directly after the drum and biochamber and feeds back into the chamber, never cleaned. See, the only person that I know that's got one is Mike, and Mike's comes through EasyPod, through the EasyPod, from the EasyPod, then it feeds into the back shower. But he does have a couple of layers of sponge just to make sure that it gets any fines out, and then it drops straight down over the media and back returning to the pond. And to be fair, when we looked at his, it was spotless. So I'm guessing it's going to be pretty much the same topic for everybody, Carol. I would have said, depending on how you've got it set up, if you've got it as an individual standalone, then I would say try pre-filter it first. If you've got it as a secondary from your main filter system and then returning, you should probably get away with not having to clean it out at all. That Koi guy says, evening all. Now then, how are you doing, mate? I watched your video. I can't remember if it was this evening or whether it was last night. The fish that you got with the ulcer. How's it doing, mate? I hope it's got some improvements. I hope is it Baytrol that you're giving it the injections with? I hope they're making some improvements, mate. You're starting to see some positive. I've just done a little bit of research on ulcers and such. And the majority of the treatments that we're using, i.e. like bacteria or bathing, baths or water treatments, are only something really as an assistance to aid the fish's natural defenses to hopefully help that fish get better. If it's, there's 3 different types or 4 different types. I'll try see if I can find it again in my history when we get some of the other guys on, because it was an interesting read. It might be well worth sticking out there and people having a read of it. But I hope your one in particular, mate, is getting better, because quite a size, wasn't it? Quite a decent size ulcer that he had on its side. Fingers crossed it is. Skeggy's Pond. Daz Shelton says a true backy shower should be crashing over the media and should self flush the water flow, breaks down the solids to funnel the fine particles. Yeah, we won't say what it says there. To funnel the fine particles back, and the bacteria should take care of it. Yeah, I know what you meant. I know what you meant, mate. Of it. My backy is running on its own pump. Right. Well, there you go then. Now, if your backy shower is running on its own pump, now you either have to come up with 2 sources: a pre-filter to prevent it from getting mucky before it gets in, or change it so that it follows from your main filter into your shower and then returns, as it's a standalone beneficial bacteria shower, not actually a shower to produce or to maintain and clean. It's not a polishing or cleaning shower. It's purely there to provide beneficial bacteria for the pond. Most people don't run them fast enough is the problem. Yeah, I think I've read before, Skeggy, correct me if I'm wrong, but ideally you want to be pushing like up to 10,000 litres an hour through a backy shower. They need to have a good high fast flow rate going through. Carol says, I have filter floss on top and I change it a couple of times a week. Yeah, so you are taking the fines out then, so you would imagine that the majority of it is, if it is getting any fines and you're cleaning it off twice a week, the majority of it shouldn't really be getting through. But what you'll find is when you get the fines make a seal or close off your media, what doesn't then get caught because the media is clogged will be overflowing and seeping past the sides and the edges. So not always something you need to keep an eye on regular, Carol, and maybe check it daily. Small 60p wide, small 60 cm wide shower should have a flow rate of 10k plus. Yeah, there you go. That's it. My backy shower runs at 60% on 30,000 litre. Wow. So that one's whacking some water through. Ilsley says 20,000 litres an hour goes through my shower. Flipping heck. I've got KN for fry. Wow. What? The KNE, I've got KN. The fry tank is only running on 4K pump and the fry make a lot of mess. LOL. 20K is ideal. Kushti Koi, hi all. Hi Kushti, I hope you're good, mate. David Cook says, hello, Gaz and all. How's it going, David? Hope you're well. Doesn't the size of the shower determine the flow over it? It could very well, mate. I mean, I like them, and I like the theory of them, and I like what they do. And I personally do think that my pond, when I had the little one on for a small period of time, had better water parameters than what it does without. But I didn't really have it long enough to kind of check 100% because it spent more time leaking, and I was losing 1.5 inch, 2 inch of water a day out of it. So I had to send it back and got a refund. And I thought, if I do get one, oh, there we go, mixed in the house. I did think if I was going to do one and do another one, I would be more likely I prefer a different style of pond than more in the ground type of natural looking pond. Mick's just joined us. There you go, Mick. How you doing, bud?
Oh, I'm mate.
Feeling any better?
No, yeah, not too bad. I don't know if anybody can see the picture because I can only see a blank screen.
See the picture? You're up there straight in for me. So do you want me to remove you and bring you back in again? See if it makes any difference.
Yeah.
Double check. There we go. Add to the stream. There you go. You technically, because I signed in on yours on your device last time. Now when you sign, you literally come straight in. So next time, make sure you're not, doing what you don't want to be doing, because you will just pop straight in now. Right, okay. You won't be on a backstage sort of like thing.
Right. Okay.
Make no odds to me, mate. We're just talking about the backy shower question that I got asked from Carol in my last video that I put out. How often would you clean out a backy shower? Now I said 6 to 12, once or twice a year, 6 to 12 monthly. Yeah. But my theory is, when you think about it, technically a backy shower is not really run in the sense of a filter shower to be removing waste. It's a beneficial bacteria producer in a sense.
Yeah.
The nitrifying bacteria from ammonia. And I believe that's what a backy shower is supposed to be doing. And it's supposed to be run at flow rates at 10,000 plus per hour. And from what the majority of people, we've got some that are saying 60% on a 30,000 litre pump, 20,000 litres per hour on theirs. Daz was saying 10,000 litre plus, and so 20k is an ideal. Cushy said hi, Dave said hi, and you joined in. Coy Beginnings said, does the size of the shower determine the flow over it? And I would not definitely know that answer for sure, mate. I couldn't tell you. I would like one, but I think on a modern day pond, they look smart. They look really cool. But I think on a natural pond, they look out of place. So if I was to have one, I think I would have one in my filter house, not visible, so that it can do its job and then return back to pond without being seen, in a sense. Skeggy says, evening, Kushte. Yes, it does, Mike. Big difference between a 600 wide and a meter wide. Yeah. Like 400 mil. My shower is inside the filter room, so it's still used in the winter. See, that's why my whole idea of taking my filter system inside the shed is so that I could do exactly that same thing and have everything running through the winter, because it's a lot less likely to freeze up being inside the filter shed. And some people touch base on this, and some people pass comments on it, and some people decided they'd tell me things I didn't ask questions upon. In my video, I wanted to know, so I bought myself some temperature gauges so that I know what my temperatures are inside the shed, outside the shed, inside the pond, inside the filter, inside the shed. I got myself a few, one so I could see what the temperature, obviously from now, so I know what the temperatures are. Are the fish going to start getting more active now the water's coming up? Can I start feeding growth food? All that kind of thing. But the main one was so that I knew whether or not there was a difference come the winter. Now, at present, inside shed temperatures are cooler, I think, cooler than the outside temperature was when it was red hot. But when it's dropped off and it's cooled down a little bit outside, it tends to be a couple of degrees warmer inside the shed. And my hope is that come the winter, that will continue to be the case. If the pond temperatures are dropping down to 5 and 6 degrees and inside the shed is 7 or 8 degrees, then the filter is going to be a lot less likely to freeze than what it would be just being outside and having to individually insulate that particular filter system outside, which insulate the shed, filters inside the shed. That's the reason as to why I got myself a couple of temperature gauges to find out those type of things. I never thought for a minute that when I took water out of a pond at minus or 3 and 4 degrees, that when it comes up 16 foot of pipe work and into a filter and then out through that filter and back into the pond, that it'd warm up. I mean, that's some people's opinions. That's not what I was meaning at all. But it would be better for the shower, for my filter system to be inside, as that will prevent the filter system getting as cold as what it would do outside, which will in some degree keep things warmer, not for the pond, but warmer prevention of freezing. That was the idea behind it. Good to see you up and about, Mick. Yeah, it definitely is. It's good to see you back. It's good to see you with a smile on your face. Not that you're smiling right now, but you were. Life around the koi pond. Hi guys, nice to see you guys. You're looking a whole lot better, Mick.
Yeah, thank you.
Mick. Oh, I'm gonna get it in before I bring this next comment up, but everybody's probably already ready. Anyway, it just so happens to be Mick's birthday today as well. So, from myself and hopefully everybody else out there, mate, many happy returns, mate.
Thank you very much, mate.
Had a great day and got everything that you deserved and more.
Yeah.
There we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mick. Happy birthday to you from Mike.
Thanks, mate. Thank you, mate.
He did say it's sending that. Alex Bishop says, evening everyone, looking forward to the chat and glad you're back fighting fit, Mick. Fighting fit? You ready? Are you feeling better? Are you?
No, 100%. No, 100%.
A lot better than what you are.
Yeah, a lot better than I was.
Good, man. That's what we want to hear. Good to see you doing okay, Mick. Hello, all.
Thank you.
Game changer. My shower is 1 meter wide, 3 tiers, running on 10,000 litres per hour. Any less, and you don't get the right flow returning to the pond. Great source of oxygen in air pump. If your air pump packs up, it's actually not, mate. That's a negative statement. It really isn't. Backy showers consume a hell of a lot of oxygen out your pond. They are not a source of oxygen. They use when the ammonia is being converted over into nitrates and nitrite into nitrites. The nitrifying bacteria consume a great deal of oxygen, a hell of a lot, to a point that it's physically visible when a pump is being switched on to being switched off and flow running through them. There's a video online about it, shows how much the actual shower uses as it's going through. So I'm not saying it doesn't produce any. It obviously will, but not as much as what you think. Many happy returns, Mick.
Thank you, mate.
Happy birthday, Mick. Sharpies, Paul says, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Game Changer says, wow, I did not know that, and thanks for the information. Well, to be fair, mate, we didn't. We were looking in how much oxygen you'd need in your pond. How much, when everybody always says, come summer months, make sure temperature's going up, make sure you increase your air rate, make sure you've got more flow going in, make sure you've got all the rest of it. And it's really surprising just how little air we actually have in us ponds. Dissolved oxygen and all that on that video that we were seeing, I'll have to find the video. We've brought this up a couple of times now. We'll have to find that video link. And once we find the link, we can share it with you, because it really was an interesting topic. And the guy was going around with a meter testing the oxygen levels in his pond. And he was switching on these extra pumps and more pumps. And he got the whole pond was full with a lot of great big fish, and it was sticking in more and more air, and it was having very little improvements. And when he showed what was coming, the oxygen levels coming out of the backy shower, they were less than what oxygen levels were in the pond, in the big vat type pond. So yeah, it does.
Yeah. It's a Dutch guy, isn't it? I forget his name.
That's the one. Really, I'll try to find the name if we can get a chance when Daz comes on and these two can fill for a little bit. I'll try to find the name of the video. It's really worth a watch, guys. It's pretty interesting. In fact, he does another talk and all about catpox as well. That one was an interesting video too. Carol says, mine is a 600 cm free tier, 10,000 litre an hour pump running at 40%, I guess, Carol, yeah? It bashes that up, Carol. Run it at max if you can. There you go. It bashed that up, Carol. Bash it up. Get it turned up, I think it means, Carol, and see if you can get it running on max. The more you're getting through, more flow you're getting through, the better it is for the nitrifying bacteria to do its job. Would be great if you could, but yeah, I will do, mate. I definitely will. And if I don't, mate, I'll send it through to you in a private message. Sorry, that's what I'm talking to. It would be great if you could. Much appreciated, and thank you. In fact, I'll make a little note, and then when Daz gets on, these two can have a little chat about one of their topics, and I will try find the video. I'll make a little note, and we'll try touch back on that later on. I just can't get my head around all the flow rates. Well, yeah, you got to mess around until you're comfortable with it, Carol. That's the thing. I mean, do you find that have you checked your system, Carol? Have you found that you've got muck inside your media? And the other thing and all, and I do believe you said that you are using pumice stone. One thing you need to make sure that you keep an eye on all with pumice stone, over a period of time, it does become soft and it does start to break down and deteriorate, and that will be flowing back into your pond. So keep your eye on it. If it starts to get soft, either replace it with, it's not a product that is continuous use. It does break down. Mix, are you trying to find it?
Yeah.
That's right. Right. Hopefully we'll be able to find it. I don't know if we'll be able to share it, but we'll certainly be able to put a link out and pop it out there for people to have a look at it and have a watch it, because it really is interesting topic, to be fair. Graham Taylor says, I was a little weary about that Dutch guy and catpox. He did a test with a certain product, but no follow-up on upvids. Turns out the product he tested was also available to buy on his website. Yeah, well, to be fair, mate, I mean, I only watched it. I didn't know whether or not I didn't think personally myself that catpox was treatable. I didn't think there was anything other than perhaps maybe raising your pond water temperatures and good water parameters and age. I thought it was a thing that they kind of, like a cold sore, a lot of younger kids get them, and I believe it's a thing that people normally tend to grow out as the older they get. And I thought that the same thing with catpox was more of a younger fish thing, and the older the fish get, they tend to grow out of it. But that's just what I've read. But Carol says, yes, I do use pumice. Yeah, there you go, Carol. Just one worth bearing in mind. If you do have it bagged up, it is something that definitely over a period of time breaks down. So I'm not saying it's going to be a problem. It does start to deteriorate and crumble. Life Around the Koi Pond says, so would you say surface oxygen like a waterfall is better than an airing, guys? Cascading water down a waterfall produces more oxygen, I believe, than an airing. Yes, which is why natural rivers, all cascading as they bash their way down and through, have high levels of oxygen. Hence the reason why, like when you got your trout, grayling, and salmon, all thrive better in those type of conditions. In still waters, and not so much so. they need high flows of oxygen levels to survive.
Look at that! Look at that simple. Air jet. What we watched a video of.
Nuts, wasn't it? Yeah, we found another video. Making now then, what was that? What was it called? What's
Ventura.
This gentleman made a Ventura system by using what would be a dirty water pump. You all know what a dirty water pump is. It's like a submergible pump. It has a little float hanging valve on the top. And this guy used a dirty water pump. And in the bottom underside where the intake was, he drilled a small little 6mm hole so that he could push a 6mm hose through. And he ran that back to an air pump. And from the air pump, then he submerged.
Oh, no. It was air. It just had a tap on it, didn't it?
Yeah, but it was that's where it went into. The tap went into the bottom of that thing, and then on the outtake of the pond of the dirty water pump, he made a sort of U-shaped or Y-shaped piece that fed into the actual pump's outlet, and then he tapered out and then up to 2 tubes to return. Switched the pump on. And he had on the actual airline, he had a small little turn tap that he could open and close. And he opened he switched the pump on so that water was just basically circulating water. Turned on the air, opened up the little tap, and sucked air in through the hose pipe. Yeah, it didn't actually go to an air pump, did it? It was just an air hose. So he opened up the tap, he sucked the air in. As it sucked the air in, it was like a jacuzzi. It was crazy, the amount of air that he got blasting across that. So we were talking about perhaps having a go at making a Ventura, which is to get some more air circulation with what you've already potentially got. Vince has done one. He's had a go at making one. Yeah. Basically, the flow return from his homemade Easy Pod, he dropped an airline in that can suck air in, and as it pushes through and the water forces through, it draws air in and blows bubbles through as well to the feed, which is quite an effective way to get extra oxygen into your pond without having to buy different equipment other than just a alteration to your pipework. Pretty cool.
I was gifted both of the presents I was talking to you about. A toolbox and a 48,000 litre.
What? So you've got one. So Mick's going to pin most of his fish from one side of pond to other. He has got himself a 46,000 litre per hour.
48,000
litre wave maker for his pond. To give the fish.
Stephen Collin put it in for me. Not just holding it there. And Stephanie said you could feel the force of it trying to push her back.
So does it have a dial down? Can you turn it down? Or
I'm not too sure.
All the time? I'm
not sure.
Yeah,
we'll have to have a look at.
Find out this weekend, that we see what that does.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Where was that? Where was it? Carol said she does use pumice. So would you say surface oxygen like a waterfall is better than an air ring? Well, as it crashes and cascades all the way down, mate, it's creating oxygen as it goes all the way through. Once, I think you only get dissolved oxygen when it bubble finally pops. So when it comes out of the air ring and it hits the surface, that's it, once. As it's cascading down and popping all those bubbles continuously, you're getting more oxygen in because it's doing more than just the one bubble each time when it pops. So yeah, I would say a decent long waterfall would make you more than your pump. Might be wrong, but and they look way cooler, don't they? I mean, personally, for me, I'd have both. And then Keith and Paula's pond bill says same, Carol. So I'm guessing they use pumice in their shower too. There is no cure for cartpox, and there's a very good video from an American vet explaining most things you need to know about it. And there you go. Water, plants, and rants. Evening. That'll be good.
All right.
Showers are excellent at removing nitrates as well as ammonia. What? Showers are excellent at removing nitrate as well as ammonia. They don't remove the ammonia, they convert the ammonia. Oh, okay. You're right, but you're wrong. They don't remove the ammonia. They do nitrifying bacteria, converts ammonia into nitrite to nitrate. They don't remove ammonia. They convert it into the next element. Nitrate, I have a 40 ppm straight from the tap, but since installing the shower, the pond levels are virtually zero. Keith and Paula's pond build. Keith just stuck his ear pod in my ear because he's watching Taskmaster on TV. How rude. Keith just stuck off. Sorry, you doubled up on that one. But yeah, still, how rude. Hello, guys. Hope all is good. Good to see you, Mick. Yep.
Thanks, Kyle.
Oh, mate, 100%. Mike KH, I'll bring my surfboard, Mick, for the weighing machine. I reckon you probably will be able to. Definitely going to be.
It's what's it called? It's good. Like I say, as soon as Stephanie holding it in the water for a minute or two, the fish come swimming up to it, and they love swimming in the current. We just need to find a place where to put it properly.
You want to know if you can shift it and move it around.
Yeah.
Daz says, does the retro drain work in a tree? Yeah, they're good at the Carol. I've got to admit, well impressed. If anybody, I mean, obviously, if you've got a bottom drain, you don't need one. But if you're pump fed and you're pulling your water from your pond with a pump, I mean, I'm more happy about the fact that my pump is external now for that particular one. But
Yeah.
that's a plus because it's so much more easy to access and service if needed. But the fact that it's connected to a bottom drain is absolutely brilliant.
I want two, don't I? Need to get two, don't I?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's so much skeggy. At some point, mate, when we do, we're going to try and get some prices from you, bud. First of all, as and whenever you can. But the second one is we want to be putting two bottom drains in, but linking it to one feed if possible. And I think you've done on yours, so we might be touching base with you, mate, just to see what's the best method and best means. Up north, Koi Pond says the gas ammonia are off. Yeah, they do. But the ammonia is also converted into nitrite and then converted into nitrate, I think. That's why your vacuum showers use oxygen, because of the nitrifying bacteria in there consuming it to do the job, I believe. That's what I've seen on the video, but I could be wrong. I mean, I did read up a fair bit about them on it, and I do believe that's how they work. They don't remove the ammonia. The ammonia is removed by the the nitrifying bacteria in there doing its job to convert it, I think. Think mine's 230 plus. 230 plus. Oh, is that for the ppm, parts per million? 40 ppm out of the tap is good compared to some. Think mine's 230. Jeepers, that's high, 230 plus. I guess we're talking about now.
TDS,
yeah.
Mine's quite high though.
I haven't tested mine. Don't know. I'd like to know. How bad is it if it's high though? What effects does it have? Koi water plants and rants, Koi beginnings. If yours is 230, is that a bad, mate? I don't know. I mean, it's something I would like to know a little bit more about. So how bad is it if you are up to 230? Is it something you need to do and act on? Question for you. What do you think, mate? Do you know? Do you have any idea? Need to do a bit of a look up on that.
Like I say, I think it's to do with the stuff that before you put your water in your pond, yeah, that's the amount of dissolved solids that's in your water column, and then as soon as you add it to the pond, and then you have fish waste and all that stuff into it. It sends your TDS up. If I'm right.
Is that what
lower the TDS
thingy where he's got the meter that reads it, but he also has another one that puts it in bicarb.
Yeah,
sprinkling it bicarb continuously so that he keeps his TDS low. Is that right? Or is
that's to do with pH and KH.
pH and KH in that one.
Yeah. But no, the what's it called? The TDS. It's total dissolved solids. I mean, some like I say, you can get filters that take your TDS down to reverse osmosis. That takes your TDS down right low, don't it, to 0 or to between 0 and 4. I think on some of the units you can get.
Don't know. Don't have a unit, and I don't even have a means for testing. So
yeah, no, I used to, but that's when I was keeping better fish.
I guess it's something that if you've got some real damn high quality top end fish and you want to keep
Yeah.
But saying that though, I mean, all fish deserve to have good quality, don't they? If you can have better, finer qualities, then it's something that they all require. They all need. We should provide them with the best that we possibly can. Twisted Koi, evening cupcakes. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Keith and Paula, pond build, not got pumice. We've got infrared media. Keith and Paula said, Vince, Mike said, KH says 230 is bad. You need to go to the dentist.
Yeah.
Twisted Koi says KMP, cupcake. So, how you doing, Vince? How's the? Oh, maybe you might not be able to tell us, but I'm going to ask you anyway. How's the fry? How are they doing? Did you have you got some free swimmers, mate? Hope so. I really hope so. And I'm gutted for you, mate, about the fish that you lost. I'm glad that you got some fry from it, or some eggs and some spawn from it. Fingers crossed, mate. You can produce, or you do produce, some good offspring that might replace the fish you lost, mate. At least that way you might get a little bit of very small and yes, sweet. Have you got good numbers, Vince? Did you get a good hatch rate? Hope you did. That'd be cool if you did. I mean, sorry if I'm spoiling any of pre videos or something that I might have already missed myself and not watched. I do check most mornings and make sure that if there's anything out there that I want to catch up on.
I've got a question. As you know, I've just had a few problems. I've had a problem today with the pond, with the fish. Bacteria. I mean, all my water levels are all clear. The filter box is clean. The bottom of the pond's clean. Bacteria, as in like a bit of fin rot and a bit of mouth rot. Where does the bacteria come from to get that?
Well, on your particular case, we believe it's been introduced.
Yeah, but on other occasions, it's been.
Well, this is a thing, and I don't know. I seem to be watching a lot of videos with a lot of people that have got a lot of, and this is the reason why I did mention earlier on the koi guy. He's had one. He's treating a fish with it. There does seem to be a lot of people out there on YouTube right now that have got fish that are struggling and getting a lot of ulcers. Now. Yeah. Is that a case of? Is it all coming from the same source? Is it coincidental that a lot of people are getting problems with ulcers? Is it a possibility that you've all purchased something from the same place? I'm not saying it is. I'm just putting that question out there. Have a few of you ever thought about actually getting in touch with each other and saying, "Look, where did you get this from? You've got this. I've got this. I've got that. I've got the other."
Yeah.
Is there a common, middle ground? Have we all got something from somebody? Has this provided us with what we've got? Or is it something that you're getting in your pond from your own bad bacteria down to poor water qualities and the rest
Yeah.
of it. I honestly don't know, mate. I've never had a fish with an ulcer yet. But
Yeah, it's baffling, isn't it?
that doesn't mean I ever will or ever won't, sorry. But I don't know. I would be having to go out there and start doing some research myself, mate. And I did say that maybe when Daz gets on, I'll try and bring up the information that we was looking at earlier on and have a chat about it and have a look at it again.
Yeah.
Because that was an interesting read again for all those people that are having problems out there with bacterial issues at the moment. I know I was talking to the Arbinia. What's he called? What's the name of his channel? Country Coy Bloke. What is it, Mick? Can you remember?
Say again.
Davey?
David, yeah.
Black Country Coy, the Black Country Coy Bloke. And I said to him, I watched his video of a week and I was saying to him, like, mate, you've been having a lot of bad luck with these fish. And he said this has been an ongoing situation now for over 2 years. And it's got to a point where he's got to drastic measures now of nearly all his fish have been infected, if not all of them are infected with one way or one form or another, ulcer bacterial infection. Mick's getting the old meds in. This is the bit now where he can go a bit.
Yeah.
Was that the painkiller one?
Yeah, it is me.
He's either going to do one thing in a minute, guys. He's either going to sit there looking as happy as Larry with a big smile on his face, or he's just going to go spark out and fall asleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
There were a couple of times when we were chatting with him while he was in hospital. Do you want to tell him about Robin Hood?
Oh, yeah. Fucking hell.
He had curtains around his bed, and around his bed was Robin Hood, and then Robin Hood is pulling a bow, and he stood there like staring for ages. You all right, Mick? Yeah, fine. Can you all see Robin Hood? And I'm thinking, what's he on about? Can you all see Robin Hood? Like, I can't see no Robin Hood. And then he went, look, no, he's there, and he's pointing. And I'm thinking, oh yeah, I see Robin Hood there on curtain. He says, watch this. In 10 minutes, he's going to fire his bow. They must have been some good meds. Tablets left. You were away with the fairies for a bit.
Was, yeah.
We're good. We're funny. We're good. Funny to laugh at. No. Have found a few, Gaz. Very small, and yes, but you found a few. Well, I suppose a few's better than none, Vince. How long has it been now since the accident? Coy Beginning says 50 to 250 ppm low, 300 to 500 ppm ideal, 600 to 900 not great, 1000 to 2000 bad. 2000 plus is unacceptable. That's for human consumption. So water companies couldn't give a feck. All right. So that's something I'm going to have to look into finding and testing my tap water and see what that is. Matt Scar UK says, evening, Vince. Bud, hope all is good, mate. Robin Hood, top man. Not got the ulcer issue personally, but think maybe it's either from introduction of new fish from a source, or it's basically this is I'll carry on reading. A new introduction of the fish from a source who has that issue, or it's a new disease transferred from insects moving around. Well, the information that I found was new introduction from source or environmental issue, i.e. filterization, bad bacteria, and all the rest of it. That's what. But there was a third one, and I forgot what that was. Is your pond covered, Daz, or open? Just thinking of the bird topic from the other weeks. We know you can bring nasties into the pond along with other things too. It's mixed pond. He's got one fish that's got a little bit of a sores around his mouth. He's got another fish which has got an ulcer on its side. He's got another fish which has got what appears to be a little bit of fin rot. Only a tiny small piece. Yeah. And then he's got another one that's got
with a little nick in its lip.
A little bit of a nick in its mouth, which ulcers we know can also be down to spawning. Fish thrashing, nudging, bashing and rubbing each other against, to encourage females to spawn and such, and the males, thrashing across surfaces to spawn. Fish can get knocked up and grazes and bumps on them. Now, if you have the slight little bit of bad bacteria in your pond and that attaches and gets onto the fish, can cause ulcers. High levels of ammonia when spawning can also then increase the risk of ulcers in your fish from the sores created from spawning.
Yeah.
That was a bit of information that we did find out from a vet, which shared a video on YouTube, which we've all, obviously you guys have looked at, but we've all looked at, which was quite interesting. In and around the summer months and spawning periods, it's quite common for fish to get ulcers from spawning. But the thing is, mixed not had no spawning. So it's either got to be environmental or it's got to be either environmental or introduction. So that's the issue that Daz were helping him have a look at. But what we've done and what we've thought the best thing to do is rather leaving those fish in there. We've checked all the rest out. Everybody else seems fine. You've work on the pond.
Work on the pond.
To treat the water, obviously not the fish, because Virkon doesn't treat your fish, it treats your water. Hopefully that will then give the bad bacteria a kick up their ass, and then the fish themselves in question have been moved and taken out, and Daz is going to quarantine them in a separate vat away from everything else and all of the stuff, etc., to keep an eye on them. I didn't want to bring this topic up, Mick's chose to, but that's the top and bottom of it. That's what they were up to, because happens to us all. We can all get these things, and now if you manage to get on top of it and you can get it sorted out, then fingers crossed, maybe in time to come, whatever you've done and whatever you've treated, if it's worked and it's helped and it helps others, we might be able to share a bit more information on it later on.
Yeah.
Touch wood, and I will do. I have not had one with an ulcer yet, and I'm not saying it's because I've done anything or, I'm just lucky. I guess at some point, at some time, it's something that we can all experience or we can all have. I'm just lucky. Press I haven't. Keith and Paul, did I read that last one out? Yes, I did. Keith and Paula's pond build. That's my thoughts. Alex, birds or insects infecting or carriers. I suppose. Technically anything could bring back bacteria to your pond. Possibly. Is your pond covered or open, Mick? We spoke about last week. I've just read that one out, haven't I? Yeah.
Mine's open.
Is open, mate. Yeah, open top. Meant to say Mick, not Daz. I'm well impressed with how clear my water is from the past few days since introducing the homemade up filter. An answer to Mike's question, it's high excess nutrients, mate. It's high excess nutrients, mate. Oh, it is. You lost me there for a minute, bud. Bad bacteria can breed in any non-sterile environment, such as rotting, uneaten food, fish waste, etc., that can all get trapped in the ponds. So there you go. Folding your corners of your ponds, your liners, bottom of your filters, or anything like that. Anyway, that's not got regular cleaned out. So could be, mate.
Yeah,
could be sourced, could be the other, could be the latter. So what we need to do is make sure that everything from now on in gets a deep, thorough clean, and then hopefully, whilst you've put the dose in now for giving it a good clean out.
I've got the bags. I've got the bags as well. What Daz gave me to put the media in.
Yeah.
So basically,
so
basically, I can take all the media out, put it into a bucket of pond water.
Give it a good clean off,
and give it a good clean out from that chamber now as well.
Yeah. Now then, the next one we've got, the next little topic, which Mike's just reminded me of, but I already wrote down, Mike. But thank you anyway, very much. Appreciate it. How often have you ever seen this? Kissing koi. And what's your point? What's your opinions on it? What do you think it is? I did, and I have seen it once, twice. I've seen it in my own pond. I've seen it in koi stores when we've been there. I've seen it at other people's ponds, but the majority of the time, it's always been in and around feeding.
Yep.
So we did a little research on it because we were interested and keen to find out as to what might be the issue or what might be the cause of it and why they do it. One of the main things that they reckon, or this statement that we read up on, was saying that koi really only have one way that they can challenge each other, and that's with the powerful lip that they've got. Basically, mouth wrestling in a sense to challenge between top male and rival males for spawning rights or breeding rights and rights to feed first. Apparently, within our ponds, because they're in a more close environment, they do challenge each other more for the food and for the feed, getting along the lines of a pecking order. These fish will feed first, other fish will feed after, but they also do believe that it actually comes from, or it does also come from, in a form of a ritual, mating ritual for males to females. Females will gently caress around the fish's mouth and then moving along down the fish's body to encourage her and nudging her to spawn or to get into the mood for spawning, which I found quite interesting. But a dominant male, two dominant males, if you have two dominant males within your pond that tend to be aggressive feeders and eaters, sometimes it's been known that these fish will actually mouth wrestle to death, and one will probably end up being, or can end up being, killed, which was quite a surprise to think that both koi would be that aggressive with each other.
Yeah.
They'd also go to that extreme as to physically exhaust each other enough for one of them to be overcome by it, which is quite a surprise. So male to female can be more of the case of a male trying to encourage it to spawn. Male to male is normally a classic case of dominant male trying to be, enforce his position over another male. And then the other one is for, social picking status or social hierarchy in a sense.
Yeah.
So quite an interesting topic that we read on through. But
because the Kaku
in your own ponds, I do have one which I've seen, but she seems to do it very gentle. It's more of I'm saying she because I believe she's a female fish, and she seems to do it towards the other fish, but the most common one she does it towards is the other female kaku. So I wonder if that's the thing is. I wonder if that's a social ranking female to female saying, kind of thing.
Makaku male, he does it vigorously, really clings on to him.
Well, it was Mike's where I saw it, his fish doing it more than anything.
Yeah.
Matt Guy says, I've got to go, guys. Take care. In the meantime, see you later, bud. Take it easy, mate. But yeah, that one, when it was happening at Mike's house, it was definitely a male, and the other one is definitely a male. And they were both, but the male was swimming upside down underneath the other male, almost like it was demanding food from the other fish. And the other fish packed it all out and regurgitated it. He spun round, picked up, cleaned up all the food, and they were away. So, I mean, that was the reason why we looked into it, because I'd never seen it. I'd seen them mouthing at each other, and I'd seen one doing it side by side to each other, but I'd never ever seen it doing it like that one did, which made me think, what the hell's that? What's going on there? What's that about? This is funny. Just tested that kissing theory with my wife. Only got a kick in the spawning area for my troubles. Well, Graham, you can't win them all, can you, mate? You can't always get the affection you desire. Keith and Paul as Bond Bills dominate Koi, 50 Shades of Koi. Yeah, well, yeah, that's it. It's kind of funny to think that. I mean, I know a lot of other fish do it. I mean, kissing gouramis definitely do it. They do jaw lock. The males jaw lock to fight, but the male and females will definitely get quite passionate with kissing before they go to a spawning. They definitely do, and they're known for doing it. But there's quite a few. Lake Malawi cichlids, the males will challenge each other with them, but they do have a lot of serrated teeth, and they seriously will rip each other to pieces.
Yeah, yeah.
If they don't back down, they will fight to the death. And not only do they do the mouth wrestling, they ram into each other's abdominal area, bursting or busting or rupturing their swim bladder to the point where they kill the other fish, and then hopefully eat its intestines, which is very cruel when you see how they can get pretty aggressive. I wonder if it's a food thing. Yeah, it could be, mate. I'll tell you what, we'll ask Mike. Have you seen it happening now, Mike, with the new 3 mil food? Have you seen it since? Now you've dropped to a smaller pellet. Has it knocked off? Wow, look at them. Them numbers just took a massive dive. Everybody seemed to drop off pretty quick then. Down to 11. Somebody else must have gone live. I wonder if it's a food thing. Do they do it after feeding? Well, this was doing it during feeding, which was quite interesting to watch. It was surprising. I've never seen anything like it. One male fish swimming this way, the other male fish swimming like that way underneath it. It kept coming up to it and bumping around its mouth, mouthing at its mouth. The male fish on the top spat, regurgitate all its food back up. That fish swung straight around, cleaned it all up and swam off. I've never seen anything like it. But it was pretty surprising to see that kind of thing going on. So it's still doing it with the small food. Mike says, yeah. So aggressive male, making sure that they're still doing it on the 3 mil food, yeah. So aggressive male, making sure he gets more than his fair share. Dominant male, mate, or trying to be the dominant male. Have to see what happens. Keep your eye on it, especially if it's the injuries or damages. Perhaps maybe one of those more dominant fish might need to be separated out, and then bringing it back in at a later date, maybe into your grown pond and bring it back in, might change his ranking position, and he might not be so dominant then. Don't know. I know they say that does work with some animals. If you take the dominant male away, the hierarchy changes, bring that fish back in or bring that item back in, and then he has to find his new social ranking again. I know it does work in others, but I don't know if it works in fish. Might be worth a try. Any conversations or topics that you would want to bring up, Mick? Anything anybody out there wants to chat about? Anybody out there that would like to come on and have a sit and have a chat and a talk with us? If you do, I shall copy this and I shall stick that in there. If anybody would like to jump on and join us, there is the link. Feel free. As long as you've got a camera and a microphone, if you want to come and have a chat with us, feel free to do so. Anything you want to talk about, Mick? Any other topics?
Well,
We get you on your toes.
I'm trying to think now.
I know Daz had a few, but I would imagine he's still probably trying to sort out the few bits and bats that it was. Oh,
yeah.
Love all these emails when I'm on my own personal time. Thanks. Go away. Sorry, that was non-koi related. That was work related. Weeds. You want to talk weeds? Sorry. Our specialist, agricultural and specialist, isn't here right now, but I'm sure to get back to you when he goes and talk you. Now, do you want to talk about weed or weeds? Don't know about either, really, but I know a man who does. He'll be able to help you out when he gets back. What about you, mate? You got any topics, anything you've thought about today, anything that you, oh, no, maybe not. Maybe later on. Might bring that one up. I'm going to try to see if I can find that video. That would be one thing I would definitely like to see.
Yeah. Keith and Paul has just brought one up. Inflation of products cost.
I see now you can see all comments too, can't you? Huh?
Yeah, I just see it. Yeah.
Inflation and product costs. Well, God, that's really, I mean, technically, the koi industry has always had an added cost just because of the word koi. Because a lot of products that you can get out there that can be used to build a pond with that aren't technically just used in the koi industry cost us way more than what they should, just because we pick them up and purchase them from a local koi store. There's always been a lot of markup on koi products, which is, personally, in my opinion, disgusting. Shouldn't be. Well expensive. But in general, everything is going through the roof. Absolutely everything. And his question to those that are on, all 18 here, that's there. Have you had to make any changes on your pond? Have you had to downsize, smaller, reduce, cut back, slow down your pumps, reduce, electricity use or anything like that? Is it having any effects on you? And now, I know it's definitely not on Keith and Paula because they're building a swimming pool of a koi pond. That thing's going to be huge. But has it made you think, Keith and Paula, about perhaps maybe getting more lower watt products to run that pond with all the expense that you're going to have from a large pond? Now, see, a lot of people think straight away, and then we'll touch on this subject as well, as we did do with a friend of ours too, Life Around the Koi Pond. Big ponds don't just bring big bills in construction. They also bring big bills when it comes to treating them. As a smaller your pond, the less amount of treatment. You go to a large pond like Mix, costs 4 times the amount it would for a pond like mine to treat it for, let's say, flukes. And at 40 quid, how much is a packet of flukes? How much is LearnX Pro?
About 50 quid, man.
50 quid. And one bottle does your pond for one treatment, am I right?
One treatment. I need to do it. I need to do it twice. So
you have to do. So you've 100 quid's worth of treatment for just to get rid of your flukes. And then most times when you got your flukes, you end up with Costia. Yeah. So then you go out there and buy some Alprex.
That's
again, another 2 bottles of Alprex. So the treatments of your pond, when your ponds are big, become a lot more expensive. But I would like to think that most people that think about building a big pond would do a bit of research in just how much it's going to cost to treat for any of these kind of things. And if you've got to treat 5 and 6, 7 times, like some people had to do last year to get rid of flukes, you could be talking of spending thousands of pounds just on fluke Costia treatments alone.
That's right. Last year, in the first couple of weeks when I had my pond set up, I spent 160 quid on 2 treatments. Yeah,
expensive, mate, isn't it? Yeah. Which is always something worth bearing in mind for anybody that is thinking about. I mean, yes, you do need a big pond or big ponds to keep koi in, but you can enjoy koi from small sizes to a reasonable size in a small pond, and then move them on and give somebody else the pleasure of keeping that fish as well. So there is other ways you can do it too. You don't have to build a massive pond. But don't panic. I'm getting a phone call. What was that? If you have gone through a stage with various different parasites, does there come a time when you should lay off with chemicals for a bit? Well, it's the lesser of 2 evils. What do? Do you leave your fish being irritated and bothered and pestered and damaged long term by parasites, or do you keep putting in products to chemicals into your water. I'd say follow manufacturer's guidance, mate. If there are, I know there are some treatments like FMG, you can use it once, then you can use it a second time, you can use it a third time after you've used it. I think it's either 3 or 4 times you've got to give it so much time without using it again. So I know certain products definitely do 100%. When it comes to flukes, if it were gill flukes, for example, and you're not getting rid of them, then you've got to keep putting them in, mate, because if you don't, then they're going to annihilate the gills and you ain't going to have the fish anyway. So it's the lesser of two evils. I suppose you've got to treat accordingly to each problem that you've got, in my opinion. Honestly, it's ridiculous. When we first looked at a here we go, a 3 meter wide window with a CWD sand batch, it was 900 in April. Now it's 1.5k for the same size window. Yeah, see, it's the thing is, it's BS. They're now turning around and telling us all that everything's becoming so expensive because of COVID. Come on, let's get a grip, really, guys. We're all back at work. We've all been back at work. Most people, most companies, most production managers, or most production companies have caught back up. And my wife's giving it this in the window. So they have. I mean, my company got behind. We were off for about 9 weeks, personally myself, some of the other lads that I work with, and I had to graft to catch back up. And I did catch back up and I did get back on top of things. But it hasn't made anything or any different to our company. It hasn't affected the building trade other than for perhaps maybe up to a 12-month period that they've now finally got back to where they were. They've still met the same targets. They're still producing the same amount of houses. They've still got all the year ends in. And I would imagine that construction, would be one of the pretty biggest industries out there. Manufacturers being probably the main biggest, but yet they're still struggling. And I think the main problem is, as why we're struggling as much as what we are, is because we've stopped manufacturing and producing all these things ourselves. And all we do now is import and import
all the countries.
We need. So we're dependent and reliable upon everybody else. UK is pretty much back to normal, but the rest of the world isn't, because a lot of places are still affected by the effects of COVID. So maybe it's that kind of thing. Imports and exports are the biggest problem, where we turn around and stop producing and stop making, stop manufacturing as we used to do when we were Great Britain. Now we're just Britain, aren't we, really? We buy everything in. But again, just my opinion. Let's see, we've got a couple more comments coming with us. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Build big, costs a lot, doesn't it? And I know we're laughing and you're smiling, but 900 to 1,500, that's a huge step up for a pane of glass. What's their explanation as to why? What did they say? What did they give you as a reason? Yes, definitely is. Made us research more and look around for better deals, 100%. It's sure not cheap hobby anymore, Mick. It's not. It's not a cheap hobby anymore. But
it was never cheap. It was never cheap, was it, really?
Yeah, it's never really been cheap, has it? It's just become extremely expensive now. Let's face it, you want to go now. Let's say you don't want to buy no fish for your pond. You've got no troubles or no problems, and you think, sod it this year, I'm going to go to the shows instead, and I'll enjoy going down there. I might treat myself to a few bits and bats, but I'll go down and look at the shows. Your fuel bill's just doubled because you're twice as much to travel there. Yeah. Your hotel's probably going to be more expensive. So traveling down there to go do things like that as part of your hobby, instead of laying out money or buying fish. But then again, same thing, imports and exports for fish products. It's all has that knock-on effect. Everything becomes more expensive because people have to get everything in and then move it on. So it's always the same. It gets knocked onto the consumer. Consumer's the guy that pays in the end, where everybody else just gets richer and richer.
Yeah.
Thoughts on reducing flow rates from a pump? I was told never to use a sliding valve. I would agree with this, mate. Yeah. Never use a sliding valve and only use a ball valve. As the cost of electricity is slightly worried. I believe ball valves are better, mate. And reason being is there's less resistance against the ball as there is against a paddle. When you put a paddle down halfway across to reduce your flow, you tend to get a build up of crap and muck. And eventually you're going to end up with more problems, mate. With
me personally, I'd buy a Veriflow pump.
Yeah. If it were me, if you could afford to do it, mate, buy Veriflow pump. Well, saying that it's more expensive to go out and buy the Veriflow, but if it were me, buy Veriflow pumps. You can drop them down to whatever you want them to be. If you're struggling for a month, you can knock it down a little bit, but try not to knock it down too much. So then you start getting muck and crap settling in your pipework. It needs to have enough flow to keep them clean.
Because I had that problem, didn't I? With the spray bar, it was costing me a fortune to run that spray bar. Wasn't it? Costing something like £2 something a day, wasn't it?
Yeah, but that was the pump that you were using to do it with, wasn't it? So
yeah.
You had a Veriflow. Oh, damn it!
It would have been a lot easier.
Not mess. That was oops. Well, add to the stream. There is another person. Can you see? You've just seen him, haven't you?
Yeah.
You backstage access now.
You have to take this off though. Next time I see you.
Thank you very much. What say again?
Next time I see you, you'll have to take this off because that's your system.
It's all good, mate. I don't. You never know. You might want to do a thing. I might go away, and you guys might want to do a show when I'm not here. So it's I'll show you how to drive around. Let's add this chap in.
Evening.
Thank you. Thanks, Daz.
Are we going to stay in this screen or that screen? Which is better?
That one's better.
That one's better. Yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah, to answer your question there, life around the koi pond, I would definitely say, and I think other probably would advise the same, go with a ball valve than a paddle valve.
Evening, Jamie.
For sure. 100%, mate. But remember that obviously if you've not got it Veriflow and you're wanting to you are going to be putting back pressure on your pump if you can't knock down the pay. By reducing the flow rate, you're causing back pressure. So be careful.
Nice job on the Tempest, by the way, Jamie.
Yeah. I will. Next time you're available, Jamie, drop us another, because I did watch overnight. We all did. We watched it. Drop us another one, mate. I'd be interested to see. If I were you, start doing dailies so you can do to see how many days it takes to clear water up.
Yeah, lovely. That was wicked. That was.
Yeah.
There's only one supplier who gave us a quote and not added an extra. Not added on extra for product increase. So for play to Matt at GPR for that. So fair play to Matt for from GPR. What's his proper name? It's GRP Pond.
Yeah.
He does the fiberglass, doesn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. He's got a YouTube channel as well, bless him.
I'd give him a shout out if anybody remembers I can't remember the name of his channel.
GRP Pond Lining Services, I think it's called.
I think it is, yeah. I'd rather get it 100% right than. He does a good job, doesn't he? I watched him do James the Koi Whisperers, and to be fair, he did a cracking job on that. I've watched a few of his videos, to be fair. He's good at it.
Nice guy. Nice, friendly guy.
Yeah. I mean, I think he does. I think he is, and I don't think he'll mind me probably saying this. I do think he is perhaps slightly OCD with his extreme levels of impurities, qualities, pure this, that, and other. But like I say, if a job's worth doing, it's worth doing well. And I employ him I'd employ him if I were doing. If he'd be the guy, if I had a choice and I were going to do one, Jamie, you need to switch your camera on, bud. He would definitely be the guy that I would have do my work, because he does a crack. You can tell there's quality, and then quality in there. You need to turn your camera on, mate. I need to make sure that this is Jamie, and when because Because if you're not Jamie and somebody's just decided to click on that link and I put up Jasmine in a totally different type of outfit that what we'd rather see, I could be in a whole lot of trouble, mate. So till I can see you visible, I won't be bringing you on the live, mate. Just turn your camera around on your mobile phone. Use your camera so it's front facing. You should be able to use it if you're using your camera, if you're using an iPad. I've given up on the pond expansion, lads. Well, don't give up on it, mate. Just like I said, it's not a case of giving up. Think, like we said, if you're going from a pond that you've got, which is a reasonably sized pond already,
It's a beautiful pond.
It is, yeah.
a massive pond from that, and not consider the running costs, the treatment costs, and with how things are becoming more expensive right now, is it the best time to be making a bigger pond?
Yeah, true.
Which is another one of the reasons why I'm holding back. At present, as I am, I'm fine. If I go bigger, do I need more? Well, I need to spend more. Well, I need to go out there but is it going to start costing me more in electricity? It's not, we're not all made of money. Not all of us can knock ponds out left, right, and centre and build and build and build and build and build. Lee Hadfield, good on you, mate. But you say I've got some seriously deep pockets. Either that, you charge for the world's most expensive tattoos. You have just built one pond, then a minute bigger again, then you've done your little mini pond, and now you're building a mega pond, which is, yeah. But I know, I understand why you're doing it. It's to get more into what you're doing, and so you can grow.
There he is.
We've got him there. We've got a face to go with
Hey, hi, Jamie.
Hi, Jamie, mate.
around the
Hey.
folks.
All right, fellas.
But yeah, like I said, I'm just saying, Jamie. Don't
Yes.
put it on hold forever, mate. If you can afford to do it, then don't let anybody hold you back.
No.
Go out there and get it. But it's well worth bearing in mind that whenever you're doing something or you're expanding, it's always going to cost more. The
Yeah.
more that you
Always
make your
more than you
big,
think.
the more
Yeah.
literage, the more just for simple treatments, as we discussed earlier and as we discussed the other night. Like I said,
Yeah.
Jamie did
Your
join
ponds-
us overnight for a chat.
Your pond's a cracking pond anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was just actually thinking, guys, it was all to do with the fish as they was growing. That was it. As the bigger they was getting, the more room there was probably going to need
Yeah.
for the pond, basically.
Well, the way to do it, mate, is if you get fish, it's like I just said earlier, if you get fish that are growing out of the size of the environment that you can provide them with, there's always somebody out there that's more than happy and prepared to take a big fish so that you can bring in another fish and grow it on again. Rather than spending thousands making a bigger pond,
Yeah,
you
true.
can spend a couple hundred buying a smaller fish and growing it and watching having the pleasure of doing it again. That's the beauty about koi keeping. There's always going to be somebody out there, mate, that can accommodate you and vice versa.
Another George and Mildred.
There's plenty of room for
Yeah.
Mildred. Yeah.
Yeah, that's massive, man. There's plenty of room in there. In fact,
Hey, no one's getting their hands on Mildred. She's mad.
She's beautiful.
let me just try catch up to where I were with comments. You speak amongst yourselves for a second. I just want to. There you go. That's where we were. It was on that one. So I know where we are now. Go on, as you were saying, Jamie.
What breed of fish do you reckon George and Mildred are then, Daz?
I reckon, I was looking at this the other day and I was thinking, I reckon.
What kind of koi do you reckon they are, George and Mildred are?
Well,
Mildred's a Kajaku.
Mildred is a Kajaku and
Yeah,
George is a Shiro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could be
Definitely
wrong,
100% Kajaku on the other. On
Mildred.
but Mildred's definitely Kajaku, yeah.
Mildred's Kajaku, yeah.
big
Nice.
fish as well.
Nice
Only
fish.
just- In fact,
Yeah.
you might have to buy
And what's
yourself a big.
George?
You might have to get a bigger one of those domes because when that fish gets in there, there ain't much more room for all else in there, is there? Massive.
George, I'm sure, is a Shiro also.
Yeah, Shiro, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just touch base on this. Mike Bass says, I have a dominant female that due to her size can push her way through to the food. She takes a handful of food straight from my hand into her mouth. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. Yeah.
I have one too. It's called the wife.
Oh, where is she? I bet she's not there.
No, she's not there. That's why I said it.
That's why you said it. You
Yeah,
you wouldn't dare say that if you were there. Jeff Lee says, "Hi, Gaz and Mick." Well, now it's hi, Gaz,
Hi, Jeff.
Gaz, Mick, and
Daz and
Jamie.
Jamie.
This is a couple more just joined us. Ramsey DIY Koi Pond. I'll be Mucker. How's everyone? Glad to see you all better, Mick.
Right, Ramsey.
Hey. Oh, yeah.
Evening, Mucker.
Hope you're well too, mate.
Oh, yeah.
Check out Pond Guru. for tips
Excellent.
on cheap energy costs.
Stand down. I bought this, but can't have anything come back.
Sorry, guys. What was you saying?
Keep 'em
It's just
forward.
my grandson. My grandson was waving chocolate in front of my face, and I was kind of distracted.
About chocolate, as long as pass them this way. Chocolate myself.
Bless him.
Keith and Paula's Pond Bill said, check out Pond Guru for tips on cheaper energy costs. There you go.
Yeah.
He's pretty good, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah,
a lot of
Pongu,
his
yeah.
There's some good
improvements,
ideas.
solar systems and his all types of medias and such. He's pretty clued up on all that as well.
Yeah.
Graham Taylor says, I've tried to get quotes for expanding my pond back in the spring to start the work in September. September to October wouldn't give me a price of any description due to rising costs. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? It's nuts.
Yeah.
But I mean,
It has gone crazy as electric prices, and it's going to get worse, so they reckon. I was listening on radio about it. Yeah, it's going to get a hell of a lot worse.
Imagine if we worked like that, though, Jamie, in building trade. Now then, how much for an extension? Well, I can't give you a price because it costs. It'll be what it is.
Yeah. We'll just do it.
Nobody else can do it
Yeah,
like that.
that's right. You can't work like that, though, can you? But,
No.
you know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Carol Ossett says, I
Yeah.
have to go now. Nice talking tonight. Take care, everyone, and stay safe. Same
Thank
to
you very much, Carol.
Evening, Carol.
Hope to see you next time.
TTFN, Carol. Bye.
Koi Beginnings. UK is back to normal, but people are still paying the higher prices, so they aren't going to drop the prices. That's it, mate. That's the one. You've hit the nail right on the head. The fuel prices have been dropped. It's the supermarkets and the fuel forecourts that aren't putting them out to us, because there are certain places in certain areas. So for example, diesel up where I live, $1.99, nearly £2 a litre. Go to Wales, $1.68. Go to East Coast, $1.70 something.
Yeah. It's 185 here, I think it is, Mark.
Yeah.
189.
Yeah, like you say, yeah.
It's absolutely crippling the working man now, isn't it? That's what it's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's making life difficult.
The building, you're right, mate. The building boom is crazy. It's nuts. Firing up houses left, right, and so. Well, you know, mate, if you're the same as me, that's all I do. It's all I see is new houses all day long, every day. It is. It's crackers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you something else. I'll tell you a little one for free.
Well, still, I can't build in a crematorium at the moment, so.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that
And the price of materials just for that alone is absolutely crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Absolutely stupid. But again, the same thing is the more the building trade demands, the more they have to supply them, the more the shortage becomes for everybody else, the more the price go up. It just keeps going. It's the same.
It's like my car. I've
Yeah.
been waiting nearly
Yeah.
a year, haven't I? My car again.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same thing, crap. If we cast his mind back to last season when there was a fuel shortage, there weren't a fuel shortage at all. There was just a shortage of drivers figuring it out there. But because everybody went out and panic buyed, they threw the prices up. We all carried on buying and consuming like idiots. The prices went up and up and up.
Yeah.
and then we all end up stuck without none. We're
Yeah,
you know.
it's all about demand, isn't it? It's all about demand. The moment these fat cats start seeing people demanding things, they start bumping the prices up. If we all just suddenly said, nah, you're all right, we'll all back a bit, suddenly the prices will eventually come down. If we was like that, but we're not. You know, there's, we're a take society, aren't we?
Yeah.
And just tying up his purse strings and say, you know what, sod you, we're buying no more. And then they'll have to drop everything because it'll just come crashing down through ground. It'd have to do. I work in the house building trade. It's been absolutely mental since it has, mate. It's been nuts, hasn't it? And we can't keep up with the demand. The price houses have gone through the roof. People still buying. Yeah. And I tell you what, then, mate, this is the one that surprises me more than anything. I'm seeing kids, teenagers, well, late teens, early 20s, buying houses at 750,000.
Wow.
And I'm thinking, you guys have got to be mortgaged at hill. And if it carries on going as bad as what they're saying it's going to be, are you truly going to be able to afford doing? Or
that is absolutely mad.
Nuts.
It is.
Absolutely nuts.
It is.
Getting young kids turning around and saying,
What a nose to have around your neck at that.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It is a nose to have around your neck.
I was talking to a couple not so long ago, and this couple, only been together 9 months, just bought a £550,000 house together. Like, you've been together 9 months, you're not wed, you're planning to get wed next year. £550,000 house is your first commitment together. Wow. That's some next level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about trying out a renting first? See if you get along.
Well, I bought a house.
Weird.
Yeah. Well, I bought a house back in the early 90s, and I went through a bit of a bad time in my life. Anyway, we ended up getting it with that deduction from the council. I think it was something like 70% off, and it was all right at the time. But there's none of that now for new buyers. Like, there's no deductions, I don't think. And if there is, I think it's so little for it. And anyway, that all fell through. So now I'm renting off council, and I'm happy. I'm happy at that.
Yeah. If I wanted to buy my house, I would get a large deduction.
Buy my ass. Hey, you own your own ass. Why would you want to buy your ass? Or do you mean your house?
House, yeah.
I love how he
if I
says
bought
that.
my house, I think I'd get a bit of a larger, not a large reduction. I'd probably get it for like 70,000 instead of the 140, what it's probably worth.
Yeah.
That's
a pretty good reduction, mate.
Yeah, that's what we did. Yeah.
A little bit on topic because we are here to put the world to rights. Well, they all sit here and have this topic going all month and do a live night a week about it. Well,
we're all about fish. We're talking about fish now.
Koi Beginning says closing a ball valve or gate valve is just putting back pressure on the pump. Better to save your money than getting a pump you can turn up and down.
Yeah,
I agree with that. Yeah,
I agree. And technically, it'd still be running at the same rate, so it wouldn't really do any benefit to you other than causing back pressure, which will put more strain on your pump and probably burn it out faster, and then you're going to go out and buy a new pump.
That's the question.
That's why Vary pumps are so good.
Is Skeggy on still?
Skeggy, are you on still? Questions in the comments. You know what to do. We got a good evening, Daz. Hope you're well, mate. From Jamie. Lining service.
Hope you're well, Daz.
There you go. Thank you, Si, up North Coy. It is GPR Lining Services. Give him a bit of a shout out because I think he does do a good job, and he did up North Coy's. And the ones that I've watched, he's done a very good. I don't know what his price is like, guys. I ain't a clue. I've just seen his work, and I think he does an exceptional job. Mike KH, evening, Daz.
Evening, Mike.
Coy Beginnings, Dodgers, the tax man, I reckon cash is king. You might not want to say that kind of thing. A live stream video when you've got your own. Can follow you and can come and investigate you. Not a wise choice. Mate, if we could wait for the cost to go down, we would need to sort out a proper home for those fish in the tent pond. That's one big inflatable pool, that. And how often, I tell you, I think it's Paul that's watching because Keith's stuck earphones in. How rude. Paul, how often do you have to reinflate that big ring? That sounds wrong. The pool. How often do you have to reinflate the top ring of the pool? I'll put it in that kind of question. Or does it maintain pretty good with the type of pool that you've got? Because it's massive. Keith and Paula's pond. We want an extension. Any quotes would be welcome. There you go. And everybody that's out there does extensions. What do you want to do? An extension over your pond? So you bring your pond inside the house. I think that'd be pretty cool. Build your extension over top of your new pond. Worth thinking about.
A house full of midges.
Oh, yeah, you would, wouldn't you? Scrap that idea. Let's have a midge curtain right across. At Keith and Paula, where are you located? Graham Taylor's a builder. Oh, there you go. I'll leave that one between you guys. Never mind, but thanks. But thank you anyway. Yeah, back.
Yeah, guys, like the only reason why I mentioned about. Yeah.
I mean, he's just eating.
Yeah, guys, the only reason why I mentioned about the ball valve and everything is because I was actually running an 8,000 litre pump through my Easy Pod to my up filter, as you saw in the video, and that's where my ball valve is. So I'm actually reducing the 8,000 litre pump. So obviously I'm going to need maybe a 5. So I'm actually running it at 5,000 litres rather than the 8.
Just by knocking down the ball valve. But you've got to remember, just do remember though, it will be putting back pressure on your pump.
Yeah, yeah.
You're putting more strain because it's trying to get that water away and you're preventing it, which is going to make more of a resistance.
If you can afford to get a very fair pump,
that's right.
Like Daz has just got a 10,000 one for $99.99.
Yeah,
done a cracking job, hasn't it?
Yeah, it is good. The other one is put shitloads of bends in, mate. Loads of bends, because everybody says you lose so much pressure with bends. Loads of bends in, and it'll be down to 5,000 litres per hour in no time. You used to have a mass of bends everywhere, though. I am just being still.
No, like I say, what's it called? The Veriflow pumps are a lot cheaper to run.
Yeah. Well, obviously, yeah.
Would that also put pressure on your pump as well, though, Daz, by putting loads of bends in?
It might do. More gradual pressure, though, I would have thought.
Yeah. Less so than, well, you lose pressure because there's more resistance with bends and turns. But not as much as going from a straight sort to a valve after. But this is a thing, right? This is a thing that we tweeted based on this before. And I'm not saying it's wrong, and I'm not saying that anybody else is wrong. But if putting bends in pipe work reduced flow, then none of us would have any flow when we get water coming to his house. This you can pretty much guarantee you that they go through more bends underground, under roads, under everywhere else before it gets to us. And it's all pumped to us. It's pumped out at 12 bar from one place. And I would imagine you're going to get some kind of drop as it gets there and it goes. But it's the same inside your house. If you've got however many bar coming to your house and you put all your bends and your pipes and your copper pipe that you're running from
anything,
junctions all over.
Yeah.
But you don't lose pressure, do you?
No.
So why all of a sudden when we put a pump on a pond and we stick that going through there, do we lose pressure? Do we?
Yeah,
I'm
just told that.
I'm just putting it out
No.
there. As if you go to plumbing,
So,
we don't. But if you go to plumbing when it comes to a pump by a pump, we do.
yeah, true. But I suppose putting a ball valve on then is just like, because your pump doesn't recognise bends and things, does it?
You have a ball valve, don't you? A penny valve or an activation valve on your water tap or your cold feed.
Yeah.
Not that down.
Yeah. Food for thought. Food for thought. Talking about food.
But it's not putting pressure back on the pump because that pump's coming from your feed into your house. So slightly different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here we go. I knew Skeggy would know, but that wasn't the question anyway.
I think my internet's not very good in my kitchen, you know.
What was it? Skeggy says, what was the question I missed?
Yeah, right.
Talking
about, you know how we talk about easy pods?
No, let's go back to what I just brought up before we bring up another topic. Just keep that one fresh in your head. Somebody had a question for Skeggy and asked Skeggy a question, and I said,
it was me. Yeah, it was me. What I was going to ask him.
Colin, sorry, mate. Well, you were you going to ask him then before I told you to keep?
Yeah. Because you know how the easy pod, you can put 5,000 through the flow and stuff like that. What would be the ideal flow to put through my box then?
Well, you'd have to Google that one, wouldn't you? I would imagine that you would be able to put in. In fact, you'd be able to get the manual online for your filter system. It should still be the manual out there available.
Right. Okay.
To look at. We'll have a look later on, mate, and see what we can find. If anybody, yeah. Oh, Dad has just gone for a shit.
My phone went for a bit.
Quinny Koi Japan mix is very good, Alex. I totally agree, you, mate.
That's very good.
It's not the best. It's not the best food, and that's what the gentleman told me. It isn't the best food, but it is. It's good food, and it is good food. I would advise anybody, if you want a mid-range food, well worth it. Brilliant.
Yeah, and I've been using it for about a month, and it's been spot on.
Yeah, me too. I've been using it just slightly less. You've been a month? No, you're over a month.
I'm just over a month, Anta.
Over a month. Mine might be coming up to a month, but yeah, I'm well impressed. Dad's just got a phone call. That's why his phone fell over. Now he's got a black screen of doom, so he's going to have to disconnect to reconnect. So it's probably Mad Dog rigging him like he seems to do every time we're on the live stream.
Yeah.
Water pressure is over 1 bar. Pump and pressure on a pond about 0.5 bar. Let's see. Did you just receive a phone call, Daz? You did, didn't you?
No, my phone fell over.
Oh, I'll take that back. Normally when that happens, when you get the black screen of doom, you've ended up having to.
Hi, Phoebes.
Hi.
Hi, Phoebes.
You're on hamster duty tonight.
I'm actually on fish duty.
Oh, fish duty.
Give us a quick wave then while you're in the background. Go on, you might as well now. Wave to everybody so they can see you. Oh, thank you. Kushne, what are you using at the minute? Water pipes in-house are normally 15 mil, not 40. Well, you can actually get 20 mil too. Depends upon your house, doesn't it? And you can even have microphone down as low as 6. Depends on what you're using it for. Central heating systems even go down to, I think it's 12 and 6 mil now, don't they? Alec Bishop, thanks. In fact, Si will better tell us. Si, where are you? You've gone, haven't you? You've disconnected and you're logged off. Just when there was a question about plumbing, because you were a plumber. Alex Bishop, thanks. I was looking at that, and price is good. It is, mate. It is good. Honestly, bud, it's good food. Very little waste.
Good growth.
Good growth as well.
Yeah.
I tell you what, it's that good. The next bag I'm going to get is going to be the top brand, because if it's only a 10 or 15 quid more, if that stuff is as good as that, I'm definitely going to go up to the best stuff. It's got to be worth it for the investment of that food being as good as it is. For the beverage. I'm not sure on modern pumps back pressure. An issue, no fixed shaft on the bearing to put pressure on.
Yeah.
Do you have your microscope here, or is it Mars?
It's at my Mars.
Can you bring it back?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, I'm actually running. Mine's actually run on an eco pump. It's called an eco pump. It's black and blue colour, with like a blue circle. If anybody knows what sort of pump it is.
Yeah.
And they say they're real good pumps, but I say like if it's it.
Yeah, it's
the same make as my pump, but I bought the very one. The good, very good. Skeggy is Google. Skeggy is Google. Google is not always right, just like Skeggy.
Fuck
That's going to get a comment. Manufacturers will give optimum flow rates, mate. Yeah, they would, mate. And would you be right in thinking? Would I be right in saying, Skeggy, that if he Googles his manufacturing details, he might very well be able to find the manual for it online? I think he probably will. NT Lab Growth. What do you think to it? Is that what you're on at the moment, Kusha? NT Lab Growth. What do you think to food? Japan mix is better, Kusha. Get 3 or 4 mil. I got 3 mil.
We got 3 mil.
Got 3 mil at Fisher, loving it. Absolutely loving it. Is the multi-season any good?
Yes, the multi-season wheat germ from Kunikoi is very good. I mean, I used it a couple of years ago on my bigger fish I had, and they did well. They did well on it. Minimal waste for a wheat germ. It was quite minimal waste compared to what you do on the lower end wheat germs.
Keith and Paula say, I've got JOD multi-season, JPD even. Sorry, I had to read out the wrong one first. It's funny. Most IMOS are made by
Jabot, yeah.
I mean, I guess IMOS, do you mean by that? Is that immersible pumps?
Yeah.
Pumps. Mine made up, thanks. Honestly, mate, I'm proper impressed with it. The only time now I'm seeing waste on the bottom of my pond is when I feed a mixture of mealworms, freshwater shrimps, and silk pupae with the pellets. Then I see a little bit of waste on the bottom. Once the fish are swimming around a little bit, when they come up and they're moving around, it's cleaned up and it's taken away back bottom drain. I'm well impressed with it. 1, I'm impressed with the bottom drain. Nice one, Skeg. 2, I'm impressed with that food. And you know me, guys, I don't mix my words, never have. If it is Coppens, it's good Coppens. If it's not Coppens and it's Kenco made by the coffee company, you make good food. Whoever makes it, it's good stuff. And there's very little. Yeah, and the price, I think if you're a brand new customer, and I'm going to, sorry if anybody, as a brand new customer, I think I got a 5 or 10% discount when I first signed up to the website and ordered it, so you get it a little bit cheaper as well.
Yeah.
And I did say over there, it was 72 quid for the bag, and my wife turned around and said, no, it wasn't. It was something else, but I can't remember what she said.
Size just come back, guys.
Oh, sorry, missed the context behind water pipe sizes. No, we're just saying, why do you not get lack of pressure or less pressure in your house with all your bends and your elbows, but you do in a pond? That's what the question was. But Skeggy, aka Google, said to it because and it's not driven. But central heating systems run off pumps. So that was a question, mate. Just wanted to know why. everybody says that you lose pressure in your
Yeah, you
pond.
see, I just found it strange, though, guys.
But we don't lose pressure in his houses because of bends, turns, tees, and elbows. So
Yeah.
I was asking why. Because all those pipes that are fed from wherever they come are also coming
Yeah,
through
that's right, guys. Well, I was just thinking, actually, Gary. Yeah, I was just thinking, actually, that my pond doesn't recognise bends or anything like that, or where it actually goes back. So by introducing a ball valve, surely that would be just like having a load of bends and just slowing it down, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
It's just the same thing.
supposedly, mate, from whatever I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying it. Heed warning. At the end of the day, what people say is it causes back pressure. It causes back pressure, and you could end up with a joint or a connection blasting, bursting off, and pumping your pond empty. That's the only thing to check.
Put an extra strain on the bearing as well, isn't it? On pump propeller shaft.
That's why. Why not?
Yeah. Well, my biggest worry was my UVs, really. I didn't want to go putting too much pressure on my UVs because it goes from my pump to my UVs to my easy pod, then to my up filter. And I didn't want any back pressure, so I just did it gradually. Just so it was like bringing the pressure really off the easy pod as it went through the up filter. That was the only thing. Like, I didn't want to do any damage to the UVs.
Mick, Alec Bishop says, Mick, I run a 20,000 pump over my filter, which is the same as yours. Also, Mick and Gaz, do you feed 3 mil or 6 mil with the
3 mil?
I feed 3 mil, and I'll tell you something else, mate. I will never go back to a 6 mil ever again. I will stick and stay with a 3 mil pellet. I think it's the reason why I'm doing it and I like it is, one, I'm not sure if it's that that's producing the less waste. 2, I get to watch the fish come up at a slower rate. They feed more gracefully. For me, I don't know if that's the case for you, Mick, but they certainly feed more relaxed. It's slower.
They did do before I put the smaller fish in.
Oh yeah, now you've got loads of mini mouths going. After it. But my fish now are the size that they're all at. They're all feeding nice and slow. That means I get to sit there and watch them and enjoy them and check them over and look at them as they are doing. Which, for me, those are what the benefits I've found for it.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to switch over to it, and I'm going to switch over to the 3 mil because my fish absolutely smash into the food that much. One of them got a broken pectoral. It literally snapped its pec off. Yeah. One of the big Yamabukis slapped it.
Yeah,
so I really need to slow them down and calm them down.
Yeah.
If it works for me, it'll work for anyone. So I'm going to try it. I'm going to pick some up in the next week or so, and if it works, I'll let you know.
Well, the reason why, I'm saying, because it's smaller, they seem to find it harder to catch.
Yeah, they seem to have to focus on it a bit more, and
exactly. So it's more of a slower pace coming up to feed on it.
I find they digest it.
At a time.
They digest it a lot better as well.
Yeah.
They use it. Yeah, I understand it's got the same nutrients and the same stuff in as a 3 mil pellet to a 6 mil pellet, but it just seems that if you feed 6 mil, you get more waste. On a 3 mil pellet, they seem to absorb a lot more of the nutrients and the stuff from the pellet for some reason.
What was the gentleman that was asking? Which gentleman? I'll have to go back up through comments. Who was it was asking? Crap, sorry, I've forgotten. Somebody asked, really thinking about changing it. Oh, Kushi Koi. The one thing, crap, I forgot what I'm going to say. Going back to find out who it was that was asking. Oh,
it was quite asking about the food, Japan mix and stuff like that.
No, now you just made it worse. Now you just had something else inside my head on top of what we're trying to think about now. Now it's true. We're talking about fish feeding slowly and all that, won't we?
Yeah.
Hang about.
At the end of the day, the guys in Poland just feed 3 mil pellets, so there must be a reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
Krusty's just put brain fart.
Yeah, I did. Because I can't remember what I'm going to say. Damn it. I'll think about it for a minute. If anybody else would like to join us, there's the link again. I can't remember what we're going to say at all. There is the link there if anybody else wants to jump in and have a join in with us. In which case, adding bends will create the same back pressure. I run a 35k pump through a UV. You're never going to put too much strain on a UV. No.
Wow.
Yeah. Not going to put strain on the UV. Right. I've got a question for you guys. Everybody that's in here. My question for you. This one. Throw this theory out because this is going to be my BS statement for the week. Why did it say don't run your pump, your UV dry? Turn your UV off if you're stopping your flow of your water. Answers in the comments. Why is it?
Yeah.
Right? Because my theory behind this is our bulbs
surely.
are sat inside a glass tube, which is running dry because they're not in the water. They're inside a glass tube. The water is around the glass tube. So the bulb's constantly running dry all the time.
Yeah,
so
but
it's kept cool though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kept cool. Without that water, that outer tube will heat up.
It doesn't touch it.
Yeah, no. You've got your glass your bulb, haven't you?
The quartz sleeve.
Then you've
So
got
it's the
quartz
quartz
sleeve around
sleeve
it.
that would be the issue because that would crack them.
That was up. And then when the water hits it again, boom.
So why didn't you say this the other day when I asked you them?
I can't remember if you did ask me, mate.
I can't remember.
No, I didn't dread that one. I thought I must have been linked in bed thinking about that one.
I've been off my tits for like the last week, and so.
And the other one, while you're on about UVs, with meds, they always say to switch your UV off when you're running meds. Does it really make much difference?
Yeah. Yeah, it
does it?
The only reason why I said about putting pressure on the UVs is because I ran an 18,000 litre pump through my UV about 2 months back and smashed the quartz and all my electrics went. That's the only reason why I've been a bit concerned about it, really.
Yeah. I've had all my electrics go when a little shitty mouse chewed through my cable on my chewed through it. I put lagging all the way around my pipes and it took all lagging off, made a little nest, then chewed through wire. I hope it zapped its ass as well.
My mouse managed to chew through 4 airlines.
They're horrible, them little Jerrys, aren't they?
Yeah. He ain't chewing through anymore.
He's
got a stiff neck now.
You do lose pressure and flow rate, but the house supply have pressure around 3 bar. So whoever said 1 bar, Skeggy, Google, you're wrong. I knew Si would be able to put us right with this one, being a plumber master. Plumber, your house has 3 bar skeg. So the average is noticeable on water mains anyway. A pipe diameter plays a big part. There you go, sweet. Absolutely, Si. And ponds, that's the little bit of gibberish you were talking there, around 0.4 bar. Krusty Coin says, next one, brain fart. I still can't remember what we're going to say either. It was really good and all, mate. We're going to be something really interesting to tell you. God damn it. The joys of a live stream. Skeggy, Pondaz, Shelton, which is the equivalent to about 4 meters head. Easy, Tiger. We're not going into them topics on this channel. Something to do with the heat. Well, there you go. Now I know. I'm sure that I saw this like this before, and they never said. But maybe
I think you did, mate.
Yeah, there you go. So the glass so it's the glass that'll crack with the heat from not having water around.
But when you did your video the other day, you didn't turn your UV off, but your water, you've still got water surrounding your UV, so you're all right.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, because that pipe is full all the time, so I don't need to.
So you isolate it. You isolate it, don't you?
Yeah, no, to be completely honest with you, right? If we're going to be truthful, last season when I shut everything down, don't need UV on, and I shut my pump off because it got so cold. I was worried the barrel were going to freeze. I shut it off for 2.5, maybe 3 months. I forgot to turn my ultraviolet off, and I left it going. So my ultraviolet, now it might be because of the cold temperatures, didn't crack, didn't bust, didn't break, didn't do no, but it were on for 3 months for a winter. So
Yeah.
could be because it was cold, though, that it didn't have the effect.
Because it had
Well,
water surrounding the quartz sleeve, probably.
Yeah,
I drained the aquarium once, left the aquarium heater on.
I done that too.
Don't do that. The
Yeah.
rubber suckers just melt, and then it drops down into the water and goes bang.
Yeah,
Yeah,
mine did exactly the same, Daz.
Yeah.
I did a real good water change on tank, and I thought, what's that noise? Then I had this, I thought, bang, all power went off, and I was about, yeah. My heater just smashed. For a shit. Yeah, done that
I'm
too,
glad it's
man.
not just me.
There we go. Keith and Paula's Pond says water around the glass tube keeps it cool, so it wouldn't burn out. You just said what I said. Mine just had 3 months of it constantly running without it being on, but it was freezing cold, so that could be it. Yes, I only have to look at the rated pressure of a filter. Yes, I only have to look at the rated pressure of a pressure filter. God, that's like Peter Piper picked a piece of pickled pepper. Bulb would overheat and go boom. I have no idea, Gaz, because there's no reason for it at all. I never do, never have. And the quartz tube never had a crook. No, yes, Skiggy, we're UV twins there, mate. We both don't do it. I don't do it either, mate. If it goes shit to it, I'll buy another one. It's only what, 30 quid, 40 quid, 50 quid. What's a glass tube? There can't be much, can there? For science, we'll try it for science. That stone hitting the quartz off the bottom would happen with any size pump if it hits it right. Yeah. As I said, above 1 bar. I knew you wouldn't be able to resist the comment back. You're so predictable, Skigger. Gaz, I said above 1 bar, not 1 bar. LOL. Reacting. Retract your, I'm wrong. No, I won't, just because I don't have to. This is my show, and I shall keep putting up and denying your claim.
Yeah, Skegger, is there a waiting list on bottom drains, mate?
Oh yeah, can you get some, Skeg? Can you find out price for 2 bottom aerated, 2 bottom non-aerated? We don't need the lowering kits, we can make them. Lowering kits. It's like we're going to drop in some big ribs on it. Skeggy, you're bored. Bad. Skeggy, you're bad.
No.
Oh, don't challenge Skeggy. He shall set me right. Daz.
He knows his stuff to Skeggy. I know that for a fact. He knows his stuff, that fella.
£30 is 30 cans of Stella. So you drink wife beater. Paula, let us know. You drink wife beater. Does that, You can confess in here if you need to do. I mean, I know you just came in there early and rammed earplugs in your ears so that he could watch his program. How selfish and how rude. But
it wasn't even something bloody interesting either, was it?
What was he watching? What were you watching? If it were anything other than this show, it's got to be crap. On what type of drains?
Retro, mate, please.
Keith does, I don't, LOL. What type of drains? Retros? No, for retros, mate. Yeah, 100% retros. Now I get what you mean. Skeggy just has a laptop next to him with Google open. I'm 100% sure he does, mate. And he doesn't have to type it either, because we've all seen what his typing's like. So he speaks it to it and he shouts, "Hey Google, tell me this answer for Gaz quick."
Shit, Dad.
Can't type that. If you typed it, you come up with it. I don't know. Yeah, because that's what most of what Skeggy says. Retros or spin drifters. I'm after a retro also. At Koi Beginnings, LOL. LOL Mike, I wish. I'm going to get him now while he's mid-finger sucking. Daz, what's your topic you'd like to bring up this evening? Damn it.
Water.
Water.
Yeah. Or lack of it.
Water or lack of it. What's your opinions, guys, on water or the lack of it? How good is your pond without it?
Where do we stand with our local water authorities regarding fish welfare? Do we have some sort of rights to fill our ponds up, regardless of any restrictions? Because at the end of the day, your fish need water.
Quick, Skeggy. I bet Skeggy's going to be the first one to answer.
Well, this was aimed at Skeggy. I knew Skeggy'd have an answer for it. But me personally,
right,
I'm going to start storing water in IBC tanks for next year over the winter. Either pump it out the well or get it off the roof. Because I have a feeling this is going to be an ongoing thing, and we're going to struggle for water in the future.
Yeah, I agree. We'll have to boil his piss and re-drink that before we're done.
and they'll probably hike the prices up for water as well, like gas and electric.
Oh yeah, we are now.
I'm struggling to hear that. I'm struggling to hear him. He's just going round and round and round. It's just got blank screen. Is it me?
Who, me?
Say again?
Who's going round and round in the blank screen? I'm here.
Can you not see Daz? This was a technical question for Jamie. He's struggling. He will compute.
No,
on,
I can't see Daz, and I can't hear him. I'm just like hearing like little knuckling in the background.
Just to make sure, I'll remove him and I'll add him back in, and then I'll remove you and I'll add you back in. There you go. Oh, when we switch it, can you see each other now? There you go.
All right, mate. That sounds good.
Good.
That worked? Right. Taskmaster, but he's Taskmaster. That's what he was watching, Taskmaster. But he's fast asleep now. Go poke him with a sharp stick. In fact, what's really good wake people up when they're sleeping, go get a cocktail stick and just give him a little jab under armpit. Fast asleep, no, he's no Stella wife beater. He wouldn't dare. I'd kill him first. Good
on you, girl.
Good on you. Well, it's either half full or half empty, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to place an order in the next few days for some. So if you want a retro aerated, let me know on the email in the bio and I'll add some to the order. Well, can you do we will email you, but we want a price for what's the difference between the aerated and the non-aerated, mate? And then we might be ordering two. Well, we will be ordering two of each.
Yeah,
but it won't be this week, it'll be week after, bud.
Oh no,
Yeah?
I might. Right. If it's okay with Skeg, could always drop money round to him.
Yeah, we could do a pond visit.
Mm.
Oh, you're going down there, aren't you?
Yeah.
There you go. Right. There. Skeggy, get into an email, telephone number, or add him on Facebook and sort each other out with a little quick message back and forth, mate, so you can he's going that way soon. If they don't drop my water bill in a hosepipe ban, I'll stop watering the grass in the heat. If they drop my water bill in a hosepipe ban, I'll stop watering the grass in the heat.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to be honest. If they ban hosepipes in West Yorkshire, I will still be using a hosepipe to top up my pond. I don't give a shit whether or not I get a fine. This is what Daz were trying to touch on is, do we or have we got the right for the welfare of us fish to top up those ponds without being subject to the conditions of not using a hosepipe ban. That's what I think you're getting at, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And it does fish welfare trump, you know. I mean, fair enough not watering your plants or you're cutting your grass, watering your grass and your bushes and your plants and all that lot. But if your pond's dropping and you know, if you're dropping 2 inches a day in temperatures like what we were having last week, or 2 inches, 2 inches in an inch a day, whatever, then, you know, if you've only got a small pond, you can lose a mass lot of water quickly.
Yeah. At the end of the day, if you're paying for your water and they're not allowing you to use it, and your fish die.
I would like to think I was taking buckets to a standpipe in the street to go topping my pond up or doing water changes.
Yeah, imagine doing that. Imagine taking 10% of your water out of your pond and then running 500 trips back and forward to a wall. And all your neighbours are going, "What are you doing? I'm topping my pond up. We're trying to drink." You know, you get lynched, wouldn't you? You could empty water yourself. I think you can get. This is interesting. I think you can get a rebate off your water board if you have a pond. I should be looking into that if you can.
Yeah.
Then it's.
I think if your water's going back onto your plants, I think that's what we mean.
We have one this week, guys. Here we go. We shall show this right now. We'll go back to the comments. Cops is chatting bubbles, and you're definitely chatting bubbles. I would say human life is more important, so fish comes second. You got to say that to koi keepers, mate.
No. Bar him, Gaz. Bar him.
I just like to be able to use the bullshit statement of the week. That's the best thing we come up with. Everybody else, the other kind of statements that we can come up with just for laughs, shits and giggles. Oh, I've got one. Google is. Skeggy is Google. That's going to be the next one. I'm going to make that little banner. Come on, Skeggy Google. Give us your answer. Banners, ticker gone. In fact, let's put this ticker up. We'll stick that one on. We haven't had a ticker going all night. People won't even know where they've been. Only for waste. If you have it to go into the ground. See, the difference is, right? If I take out water out of my pond, I am making use of it and watering my plants with it. I'm not kicking it down a drain. It is going to my plants. It is going to my garden. So, are you allowed to continue doing what you're doing? Yeah, I think you might be right with this one. Cushed it. I think James the Koi Whisperer done a video about getting money back from your water board.
Yes, I remember seeing that.
Yeah, I think you did do something about it, but that's something to do with land drains and all the rest of it, and not putting water back into. He was putting into a soakaway and not putting it into land drains. So technically, he doesn't have to pay a service charge for the recycling of his wastewater because he's soaking it into a land drain.
But it's catch-22. If you contacted your water board, then they'd put you on a water meter.
Yeah,
because then you're using more water than a normal household would. So
a normal old. So again,
household.
Normal household.
Household. Yeah.
Yeah. So you shoot yourself in the foot big time.
Yeah, you won't be shooting yourself in the foot.
Kiki says, email me so don't forget. Facebook too. Will do, mate. The amount of water that we have throughout the year in this country, and they want to ban hose pipes for 2 days of the year. Yeah, I agree, mate. So, like that. I agree. It's a lot of shit. The amount of water that drops in the West Yorkshire in itself is enough to supply the whole of the UK. Because it does not. We only have 4 days of sunshine here. Water grass from a pond, no problem. 2,500 litres. Geez, that's a few buckets. Imagine running back and forwards with gorilla tubs full of water. Your carpets and house would be wet through. You had a garden where you have to run for a living room. Wife whipping your ass as you go through as she's going through with Vax trying to suck all water apart the carpet you're spilling. Can only get a rebate on sewerage. There you go. See it. Skeggy. I beat you with that one, Google. Yes, as long as waste isn't going into the mainstream sewer, your return waste is used to water your garden, stroke plants, you can get a rebate. There you go. You can even get a rabbit from the water board if you water your grass. So you can have a rabbit to eat the grass after you've watered it. That's good at waterboard to give you a rabbit, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what else have we got?
Right, guys, I'm going to have to get off, mate. I'm going to have to get off, lads.
Has that great big piece of chocolate made you feel a bit queasy and sick, so you have to go lie down for a bit? You didn't share any of it, did it?
No.
Thanks for joining us, Jay.
I need to get ready for work, mate. No worries, guys. I'll catch you later, mate.
Thank you very much.
I'll catch you later, Daz. I haven't been able to hear you, mate, or even see you, but it's been nice. Yeah, it's been nice. Bye, everybody.
Take care, mate.
Thanks, Jamie.
You too.
Thank you.
Jamie. Catch you soon, mate. Take it easy. And I shall remove you just in case you don't know how to get out, because you're probably going to sit there in that little channel going, how do we get off of here? He'll probably sit there for hours now scratching his head. In fact, I should pull him back in now just so you can see him scratching his head as he's trying to work out how he leaves the actual thing now. You just click exit. Watch, look, see, he's still struggling.
I can't even work out how to leave.
Oh, he's got it. Mastered it. He's a nice guy, isn't he?
He's
like as well. He's a proper nice fella. Where was we? I told the water board I wanted to stay on rates because of the pond. I would do it, no, mate. I won't do it. Yeah. What type of rain? Wrong type of rain, no doubt. Yeah. Yeah. Nobody wants any of that stuff. Need a Shetland knit a rabbit, lol. See you, Jamie, says Skegger. I think we need to come up with a special designed decoder for Skegger.
Voice recognition.
Yeah.
I think Skeggy should come on.
I think Skeggy should come on as well. Come on, you can come on and stroke your beard like that. You can ponder some questions, Skeg. Yeah, I'll post you. Oh, there you go. There you go. Come and join us, Skegger.
It'd be nice for him to join us.
Right,
we'll be able to see him googling then.
Come on, promote your own group, mate, your own channel, your own Facebook page, your own whatever. Come on,
business. Push your business out there, mate. Get it out there, because I'm not being funny. All the people we've been hearing, been getting good reviews from about you, mate.
Yeah.
So, you know, good quality service you give me and everything. So
yeah.
It's all about the service.
It is hard to come by these days.
It is.
Even if you do have to drive all the way over to Skegness for it.
It's not a bad place to go.
No, not at all. No, it's, I love the East Coast meets. Need a typist. Yeah. Deal, bud. Feel free if you want anytime. If you ever want to come on with us, Skeggy, drop us a link, mate, or drop us an email or drop us a chat, and feel free to come on and join us whenever you want, mate. If you want to come on and you would like to promote your business, or I don't know, bang out a couple of deals, a couple of offers, or whatever you want to put out there for some people to push some sales through, feel free. I mean, we could always do the Wheel of Doom like somebody else used to do long ago. But I mean, if it helps, I'm all for doing it, mate.
I think that wheel fell off.
Yeah, sat by the pond, shit connection, lol. Pond is finally starting to clear. Are you still running the small little UV on it, Skeg? Is it still, or do you think it's partially to do with the what they call them? Sieve, the sieve filter combined with the ultraviolet killing off the algae and the sieve filter pulling it out? About, let's see, needs a typist, sat by the pond, shit signal, blah, 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 blah. Can't beat Skeg Vegas. You can't Skeg Vegas. In fact, we should have a lads. Let's organise a lads trip out to Skeg Vegas and go on Get a coach over and go on a great big pub crawl.
Yeah.
Oh well, women are welcome. Women are all welcome. Remember that, gentlemen. We're not sexist.
Yeah.
Lads, guys,
That's it. Yeah.
guys is unisex. We'll go with guys.
Yeah.
Viva Skeg Vegas. Haha. When I appeared, I was sorting business. Good. What happened to Jack? I don't know. What did happen to him? You tell me, Sean Morris. What happened to Jack? I mean, you asked me this last time. I don't know. What has happened to Jack? As far as I know, mate, is in Poland or been to Poland. What has happened to him? What you mean? Or do you mean along the lines of why have you not seen me with Jack? Well, you've not seen me with Jack or any of us with Jack because we've gone his own way, mate. We've flown the nest, so to speak. And for
cut the dead
for
one.
valid reasons, not to influence anybody or any other reason or any other thing than that, as we are doing us and he is doing him. That's it. Simple
We
as.
have evolved.
Yes. We have seen the light. We'll say that much. I shall. 1 week. Very good, mate. Nice one. The Wheel of Death. Dun dun dun. Yes, guys. Beer. Yes. See, Alex. Jump on with us, mate, if you want. Man after my own heart. Look, we have to have a pint, then another really big pint, and a glass of wine. 2 pints, 2 glasses of champagne, cocktail. 2 pints, another pint, and a pitcher of pint.
Is that a month's worth? Or is
I'm going out on a night out with Alex Bishop. He likes to.
You won't remember it, that's for sure.
Yeah, you'd have been good in Poland, mate. You'd have enjoyed it. Great. I've got 130 ways of UV raining at the min. What? Oh, you got 130 waves. 130 waves. What?
Is that rays
of UV raining at the min?
What's that mean?
I've stopped trying to work him out, man. Somebody just blags me head. I'm sure he does it just to make me sound stupid. I'm sure he does. I try reading now and I think, what the hell's he on about now? Coin nerds on tour to Skegness. That'd be cool. Well. Sort it out, mate. Find us a place. Find us an area.
We'll get the t-shirts printed.
Yeah. GKP on tour.
Yeah.
Oh, not just GKP. That'd be a better one. That would be a better. Coin nerds on tour. That would be a cool t-shirt. We'd be getting that attention. Wouldn't know where to go in Skeg. I avoid the place. What?
Oh.
God damn Skeg. Skeg from Skeg. And
He's become immune to it. Because he's been there that long, he's become immune to its charms.
Keith from Poland's Pond Bill says he's on his way back from Poland. Yeah, I believe last I saw it, I believe he's been to Poland with some others and his family. But last I saw, anyway. I'm off to Skeg Vegas September, lads. Fishing holiday.
Ooh,
yeah.
Fishing or carp fishing or course fishing, should I say? I don't envy him. 18 hours in a car with his kids. You said that, not me. That's a night. That's a night, Daz, and it's your That's a night. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. That is a night. Right. Me and Alex are going out for some beers. That's a night, and Daz, it's your round. So Daz pays, me and you get smashed. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's not like a night.
That don't sound fair.
That doesn't sound fair at all, but I'll go with it. Fair enough, mate. Yeah, just haven't seen you guys together for a while. You haven't, mate. And I'll be honest, there's no hard feelings. There's just I've got this thing, mate, right? I get to here. When I get to here, I've had enough. That's me. Done. Finish. See ya. Bye. Have a good life. Wish him all the very best. Wish his family and his success with his business and his venture that he's going down. I wish him all the very best and all the very happiness. Other than that, that's it for me.
Yeah, we're having fun doing what we're doing, aren't we?
That's it.
That's what it's about
not-
for us.
There will, I'll say it here and right now. There will never be a bad word from me about him.
On me.
I enjoyed his company, I enjoyed the time, and I enjoyed the fun. But as they say, guys, all things come to an end. All good things come to an end. And we've gone this way, he's gone that way. His avenue that he's gone has took him to where he is and doing what he's doing, and I wish him all the very best. Other than that, that's the only thing I'm going to say. I'm not going to start being that guy that says something about Jack or Jack saying something about me. If he is, then that's him. That's his doing. I won't, never have, never will. If I've got something I want to say to him or say about him, I'll say it to Jack. But I've not got any reason to do that. So other than me going my way, us guys going our way, it's as purely as cut, as simple as that. Not about being the I'm not being a bigger man in any way, shape, or form. I'm just not about drama for drama's sake or slagging somebody off behind the back. I don't agree with it. If we need to say something, it's something that should be said between me and him and nobody else. It don't concern you, don't concern the audience, don't concern my subscribers.
Yeah.
Simple. Skeggy says, drop us a message when you are copy. 130 watts of UV running. So you stepped it up from the tiny little 16 watts or whatever it was that you put in, and now you're up to 130 watts and it's starting to clear up, which is good. I have a trip to Skeggy to collect a couple of items. Could be jolly boys outing.
Yes.
Fishing. Full if tourists from Yorkshire. Respect to you guys for that. Well, listen, people. Look, I've not fallen out with him.
No, none of us have.
None of us have. People do the things together. He's gone down one avenue and we didn't want to go down it. I wish him all the very best.
Yeah.
We've gone down. We haven't gone down any other avenues. We've just continued doing what we're doing. We've just chose not to go down the avenue that he's going. And I seriously do wish him, April, the kids, the business, and everybody that is doing it with and doing whatever it is that he's doing, all the very best. Good luck to him. And on that, we'll leave it just there.
Okay.
But yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Other than that, what else have we got to talk about? Now, finally, at least now, the cat's out of the bag and there is no situation and it's dealt with, it's done with and it's dealt with. We don't have to bring it up ever again.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
I'm off to Scotland tomorrow. Pond build.
Yeah, Daz is going to Scotland.
Yeah,
To build a big
Isle of
pond.
Arran. Yeah, me and my good friend Mad Dog, he's organised it, and I'm going to assist. And we're going to do a pond for one of our good friends. He's wanted it done for ages, and his fish are ready for it. So he's got all the materials there. We're driving up tomorrow, and we're stopping there the weekend. We're going to construct the pond, put liner in, fill it. Job done. Come back Sunday, and then he can put all his fish in.
I got to admit, honestly, in all honesty, mate, I wish I were going with you to help and participate because that would be cool. It'd be a good job to get involved with and a bit of.
It would be.
Yeah, adventure.
Yeah,
It is an adventure. That.
Yeah.
It is a trip of a. It is a trip once.
it's a beautiful. No, it's a beautiful place. Is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, you going up there, like I say, to an island. It's going to be amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got the Nidgy spray.
You're gonna need it. If it's hot, watch out for the wasps, man, because there's shed loads of them. Last time I went up that way, there were wasps were everywhere. What about? Did I miss a couple of comments there? Skeggy says, yes, Once it's clear again, I'll step it back. Do you think once it's got it clear, Skeg? Sorry, I always keep calling you Skeg and it's Daz, isn't it? Once it's got it clear, Daz, do you think it'll be able to maintain it with a lower, lesser wattage afterwards? Skeg it, Google it, LOL. Sounds like it. Is that Shiraz? No, it's not Shiraz. It's well, this is good. I'm going to make myself sound like a right wuss now, aren't I? It's rosé.
It's not even wine.
It's not. It's 40-odd%. It's just relatively strong wine, but no, it's not Shiraz. I like red. Only a few reds, but reds tend to give me a real bad headache. I don't like whites. They're all and I don't like dries. Dry wines.
Dry wine's horrible.
It's a devil's drink. It's devil's drink. What's the point of it?
How does it work? You have a mouthful of a liquid, but yet your mouth feels like the Sahara Desert, dry as hell. I don't get that. When you drink a liquid, it should quench your thirst or feel like you've had something wet in your mouth. But dry white wine, or dry red, it's horrible.
Yeah.
When's Daz going? Kick in with his YouTube channel is
never.
He's decided not to do. To be fair and to be honest, I probably think it's because of all of the backstabbing, bitching, nastiness,
toxic stuff,
toxic
that goes
environment that it became, and it become. And I dare bet it put a lot more people off. But I'd like to think that it had been put to bed and people have finally moved on from it. But I doubt it very much because some people are just childlike and will continue no matter what. But hopefully, fingers crossed, it's finally buried its ugly head.
Yeah, I'm not saying never.
Again.
Even though I just did. I might.
He's
look
a
into it in the
technophobic
future.
guy. He hates technology.
I don't like
He
technology.
struggles turning his phone off when he's in a conversation with us, recording videos and all the rest of the technical stuff. It'd take me weeks to teach him. Then
Years.
Yes. Yes.
I'm whispering, guys, because I don't want him to hear what we're saying.
What's that, Gaz?
What? Sorry. As you were, no. I mean, that's the biggest thing, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's knowing what, where, why. If you ever want to learn it, I would happily sit down all day long. I shall bring, as long as I don't have to put up with squeaking hamsters again, I should bring my overnight bag and I will teach you how to do it. If it means we have to sit there all night long until you get it. It's easy. It's not hard. And I'm not claiming that my videos are the best in any way, shape, or form. I know they could take a lot of improvement and I know they could become a lot better than what they are. But at the end of the day, I enjoy doing what I'm doing, and constructive criticism is happily welcomed. If people think there's something I could do better, please let me know. I would try. I would love to get my channel up to 1,000 subscribers and beyond. And I would love, but if it doesn't, it doesn't. I enjoy doing what I'm doing. And
You'll get there. You'll get there.
I'll get there, mate. But if I get there this year, next year, year after, I don't really care. End of the day, I've said this and I said it before. My biggest number one fan is my grandson. And when I see his little face running to TV to watch my video that I put out, that'll do for me. Couldn't care less about her watching it.
Yeah.
Well, I could. That's wrong, but I'm not. As long as he's happy, I'm happy, and he means the world to me. So, if that's the case, it's the reason why I'm doing it. I've got it all in mind.
It's all about the journey.
It is, yeah. It's a learning curve for me. I'm learning as I'm going. I mean, just look how much we've learned tonight. I mean, Skeggy is a massive knowledge. And, yes, brilliant. This chat.
Oh, you remembered it?
No, I didn't. I just saw somebody else's comment come in. Hang about. Let's see. Wednesday's going to be starting his own channel. That's what we've already had. I'm debating a few small mud ponds
Oh, yeah.
Why not,
What?
Skigger?
What
She's on the
size?
broom,
What size?
didn't it?
What size? How depth? What depth would you be talking, Skeg? You've got plenty of land, haven't you?
That's
to
what I
do
mean.
it,
Yeah, he has got a fair bit of land. And think of it this way, Daz. It'll save you cutting grass if it's water. You like to cut grass. And I know you don't like cutting grass because you're not a keen gardener. See, we do watch. Yeah, how big? What are you thinking? And how deep would you go if you did? I'll click on to the next one while you come back and answer that one. Skeggy, 3rd of September, mate. Find the White House pub near Butlins. We'll be in it. Or we'll be in there. There we go. Cops his coat, chatting bubbles and drinking beer. Yeah. If anybody wants to meet Cops his kite, chatting bubbles, he will be 3rd of September. He will be in the White House pub near Butlins.
Yeah, I know where that is.
He says, and I'll quote it, and you know, you can tell me if I'm wrong. He says he'll get first round in. Yours. Okay, cop it. Easy, Skeggy. Saves confusion with Daz. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, to be fair. You're probably right. Do you know, it's proper hard. We've got a friend of ours called Mick, Mike, Daz, Gaz. Now, when anybody's trying to talk to anybody, like when Jeff's trying to talk to any of us, he'll be like, Mike, Mick, Daz, Gaz. It's well confusing. You've really got to listen to see if people are talking to you or whether to listen if they're talking to Daz. And then people like Mick that call me Gaz, call me Daz, and then calls Mick Daz. Oh, God.
I always do it, don't I?
Snap. I love red, but it don't like me. To be fair, one of my customers gave me a bottle of red. It was the best bottle of red I've ever had. And it was, I think it was like 36 quid for a bottle, but it was absolutely beautiful. But with red, I always find I get a thick head in the morning. I always have a proper red head.
Yeah.
Look, I knew it. And look, don't laugh. With Rosie, it's like halfway in between. It's the middle ground. Don't laugh at me because I like Rosie. I do like red, but it's only a few bottles of red that I like. Listen, see? Drip me a message. Drip me a message nearer the time, copy, or I'll forget. I wonder why. Why will you forget? But if he drips you a message, you'll remember. Haley Cutchlow, all good, Mick. Smiley faces, smiley faces, smiley faces. Right. I think once it's clear, 2 of the 13-watt ones will cope in the IBC, but it's all the experiment for science, mate.
It's all about science.
People out there don't like me saying that. I've seen other people's comments on the videos when they're taking piss, but it's just a joke, guys. Get a grip. Put a mask on. Put a mask on? Was that meant for this chat, or was that supposed to go to somebody else? Put a mask on? Just have a continuous live stream. All of the ponds jobs done, Daz. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. And this was the reason why I said, oh, here he is. Arbinia, Black Country Coy Bloke.
Oh,
David Coy.
Evening.
How's everything doing, mate? And have you got to the source? Right. I want to ask you a question. Do you think you're ever going to be able to cure them all and get rid of all your problems? Or do you think at some point or at some stage, and I'm not meaning all your fish, I'm meaning the fish where you've got the bacterial issue. Do you think you're going to have to say, enough's enough, bang, cut your losses, start again, deep clean everything? I know you're doing something with the bottom drain and all that kind of stuff. Need to watch that one, see what you've done. I know you've emptied the pond out completely, got rid of it all. But do you think it's going to come to a point where you're going to have to say, God damn it, I've lost all my damn fish, all my best fish. Lesson learned. Well, not so much lesson learned unless you know exactly what it came from. But do you think it's going to come a point, mate, where you're going to have to say, and start fresh.
I think Dave is looking to move them on to like a natural pond somewhere. So
But
whether that's
would you not risk potentially putting that problem to that natural pond and killing everything in there with it being bacteria?
No, I think he's got the blessing of wherever he's putting them, and I think that's the fish that he's cured, but he's not 100% keen on or happy having back in his pond.
But that's the thing, isn't it? I mean,
you're never sure when you've got rid of it completely.
I know that you've got rid of all. When you get rid of all these big ulcers and these marks and these things, your fish are never what they were again, are they, mate? They're never the same. They've got that big scar patch, that mark, that scalage. The scalage that never grow back the same. It always looks that different. As koi keepers, we always want to strive to have the perfect looking fish and all that kind of thing. You know, everybody wants a perfect collection, don't they? But I know we don't have it and we can't. And hats off to you, mate, for how much you've done and how much you've tried. And to be fair, we have put some of your treatment methods that we've watched and seen you do. We've tried on some of our friends as well to try and get them right. And I think sometimes with ulcers, when they get so far and they get so big, and do you turn around and go, do you know what?
Enough's enough.
It's cruel to continue. And I'm not saying you're being cruel. I'm saying it's unfair to the fish. If it were in a natural environment, would it survive that kind of thing without the not interference, but intervention? That's one. Intervention that you put in. Would the fish have lasted so long, or would it have already died from its illness and infection? Infection and such. I'm not saying you're being cruel in any way, shape, or form, mate. So please don't. I'm just meaning, do you think that at some point you might have to turn around and say, you know what, shit to it. I've lost all my best goddamn fish. I'm going to have to start again. And if you do, how would you go about doing it, mate? What would you do if you did? That's me asking you a question, mate. And I obviously don't want to put all that in a comment, because I don't want people out there to think, well, what an arsehole GKP's been, because I'm not, truly not, mate. I'm asking you now while you're on my show, what are you going to do? It seems when I asked and said, mate, you've been having a lot of bad luck of a late, and then you turn around and said, this has been going on for 2 years. How long do you carry on, mate? How long do you carry on before you get to a point where you think, enough's enough? I'm asking you, because if something ever like that happened for me, I'd want to know where I need to draw the line. And if you can't learn from your friends, and I know it's a misfortune, mate, but if your misfortune helps others, that's a good thing. At least something good did come out of a negative.
It's put a big comment on. He has wrote a big comment.
I know I'm waffling a little bit, mate, but I'm proper good for you, bud. Because
sad.
It's the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, and we do know of some people that are going through very similar things, and we want to know: do we cut as losses, or do we keep on struggling? Is it worth the struggle? Then is it worth the struggle when you look at fish that look scarred, battered, and bruised, and worse off for it? Skeggy says, evening, David. David says, all right, mate. I'm going to change my channel name to Encyclopedia Britannica. Oh, Britannica. That's a mouthful. No, not yet. Wonder if our local council would allow me to turn the park at the back of us to a koi farm. Yeah, sure.
Yes. Don't see why not.
If you could make it so that it were a community-based thing and there was a likelihood of people's employment from it, you might find they might be interested. Prob Skeg will do. Did Skeggy write the scripts for the policeman in Hello? Hello, Graham. Graham, smiley faces. Hey up, David. I've been your copy. Those fish are left possibly won't go into the new pond. They are looking good at the moment, but I'm concerned that see, this would be my issue, mate, too. I would think the same. that they may always have the issue. Putting them in a natural pond will give them, oh, see, you're limited to how much you can type, aren't you? The best chance. I'm sick of putting fish in the bin, if I'm honest. And at this point now, where enough is enough, to be honest.
Yeah.
I hope you get where I'm coming from, mate. But it must have cost you the amount of treatments, the amount of stuff that you've gone through.
Yeah.
Everything. It's
Sad.
sickening, mate. Proper is, bud. Really is. And I truly do feel for you, mate, because I'd be devastated. I really would.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I will say, mate, that's off to you, because I don't know if I could carry on. I might just turn around at that point where you are now and say, you know what, shit to this. It's just not worth the hassle.
Yeah.
But you've got to hope that you can come through to the side, mate. And if you're true about passion and true and passionate about the hobby, you can learn from it, if nothing else. And if others learn from it, that's a bonus.
Just remember how much pleasure it gives you when everything's running right.
Yeah. Cost a lot of money and for no result.
Yeah.
Decisions already made, Gaz. Pond being rebuilt, fish bare, going in a natural pond where the guy takes all the fish to live their best lives. Right? If somebody's prepared to do that and they can do that and they can have the best of what they can do, then
can't ask for any more, can you, bless me?
And you're going for the new build. Have you any idea on it or any little inkling as to what it might have been that's caused it? Do you think you bought the infection in? Or do you think it's a design fault within the build? Or do you think it's just one of them things and you don't know what it is?
Yeah. Could it be airborne?
I love this. This is what I prefer. I like this kind of, we can have a nice, open, free conversation and people don't hold back and say what's really happening and what's going on. The rebuild has to happen more for my own sanity now. Wouldn't know what to do without the fish. More of an obsession than a hobby, to be honest. I think, for truth be told, mate, I think we all probably feel that way as well.
Definitely.
Bless you, mate.
I went to David's last week. And it's heart-wrenching, but he still came to mind and sorted my koi problem out. Cheers, Dave. I know 100% where it came from. Shit. Just don't want to name drop.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, to understand that.
The plus side is to look at it this way, then, David. It weren't your doing. If you know where it came from, and I'm not about pointing the finger, mate, because there might always be that that chance that person didn't know, or that whoever it was, whatever it was, that they didn't know that they were providing you with what else extra you bought when you got wherever it came from. But at least it's not your doing, which is one thing that you can hold your head up high about.
Yeah, head up high, yeah.
If you thought it were down to you, then there's that sense of failure in there. There's that gut-wrenching thing. If I'd done this different, or I'd done that different, or if I'd done this.
Yeah. Well, you do. You feel responsible for the fish's lives, and if you think you've caused it yourself, then you feel terrible. But at least you're exonerated.
You're a better man than me, Dave, mate. I'm 10 I'd have been singing that.
There is the other thing. There is the other thing. I mean, if you did sing like a canary, then nobody else is going to get that kind of shite happen to them, because you're not talking about 30, 40 quid worth of goldfish, mate. Are you? You're talking about thousands and thousands
tens of thousands of pounds.
Yeah, I mean, I know your stuff were good. You had some good fish.
Yeah, really iron fish, really beautiful fish, mate.
But. And I tell you what, mate, right? 100%. Hats off to you for keeping going and keeping doing it. Keeping going.
Yeah.
I mean,
on, mate.
We'll give it a little bit of a report.
Yeah, mate.
End of the day, mate.
Seriously, mate.
A lot of people
Right,
gone through what you're going would turn around and say, you know what, shit to it and stop it all. But you stuck it out there. You've made videos out of it. You've made content from it, and people have learned from it, and that
if anything, has got to be a good thing. Really has.
Yeah.
I know 100% where it came from. Just don't want to name drop. No one on here, but does watch the videos, as in your videos. All of the above, Gaz, combination of issues. And there you go again with a little bit of gibberish. Started by bringing it in and then changes in the filter house. I think it started to decipher. I think it started to decipher the gibberish. Oh dear. To be fair, guys, I'm moving on and restarting now. Looking forward to it. Now in a strange way. Yeah. I mean, I get it, mate. 100%.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
But hopefully one day we'll be able to meet you in person.
Yeah, that'd be good.
But nice to meet you in person, mate.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have to meet up at the Newark Koi Show. If anybody else is going, that would be sweet. We'll have a good chinwag, and you can name drop without people knowing.
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't, because I sure as hell don't want to go there. That is for sure. Wherever it may have been.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's us. That's us all standing behind you, mate. In a good backing.
Yeah.
I have watched, and I've been. We all watch videos, and we might all watch different videos, but we all do come together and say, "Oh, did you see this?" Or we'll all watch a video together.
Yeah, watch it together.
We'll all touch base on something if we found it interesting. So yeah, you guys are gonna have to bear with me 1 minute. While these two, I love doing this because look at the
Yeah.
I have to just take a small bathroom break while these guys fill in because they're getting pros at it now. So check this out, guys. This bit is a session that I like to call the Daz and Mick.
Yeah, right.
He hasn't gone for a toilet break at all. He just likes to wind it up. Anyway, if he was a real professional, he'd have an empty pop bottle under his desk.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
What's the temperatures been like everywhere where you all are today?
It's not been bad here. It's got warmer this evening, though, I reckon.
Yeah. So it's been about 18 today, hasn't it? 19 today.
Yeah, but we are forecast another heat wave, and then about 2 weeks' time, back up to 40 degrees.
Skanks.
So beware.
Yeah. Oh, Daz, you what's it called? Daz is not going to be at Newark. He's going to be in Denmark.
Oh, bugger! Right on his doorstep as well. That's sod's law.
Yeah.
International deal then, is it, Skeggs? Picking up some Danish bottom drains.
Yeah.
Can you read the comments where you are, mate?
Yeah. Keith and Paula Pombills goes out to you, Black Clunky Koi. Keggy says, I'm in Denmark for Newark. Keith and Paula have been in that position after buying new koi from a local shop, didn't isolate or quarantine. So my own fault, but it killed on my pond.
We all do it, and you think, it'll be all right. This one looks really healthy. I don't really need to do anything with this, and that's always the one that bites you, whether it be parasites or bacteria. And once you've got it, it's so hard to get rid of.
Because the koi said it's been warm. Aid Critchlow just said if he was professional, he would be like, I'm not going to mention that guy's name, when he was in a toilet break. And then Black Country Koi.
He's back.
21 today and 25 tomorrow. We don't. Port Keith and Paula Pond Build. We don't live far from it, but Keith's birthday is on the 29th of August, so we have plans. Well, I do. Laugh out loud.
Yeah. Talking about quarantine and buying new fish, it's always a good idea. NT Labs do it. It's concentrate, liquid, PP, and it's always a good idea to mix a bit up and give them a PP bath when you buy new fish.
Yeah.
It'll sterilise, or not sterilise.
It's 10 mil to 30 litres, isn't it?
It is, yeah. That's the mixing rate. And you put them in for 7 minutes. Just give them a dip in it. It'll get rid of the parasites if there's any on, and it'll knock out any surface bacteria. So you give yourself the best chance of sanitising your fish when you first get it. And it only takes 7 minutes. Well worth doing.
I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about because that was completely unplanned while I popped to the bathroom. These guys, did they do good? Comments in here, please, guys. In the comments.
We tried. We're not natural like you guys.
It's the look of two rabbits caught in the headlights. That's what I love it. It's brilliant. That's probably how I looked when I started tonight, this evening, when I was on my own. It's not easy, is it? It's not.
No, not
read some of the conversations are.
Well, I'll read through them again as well, just so I know where we are and what we were saying.
We didn't mention the one name. What's in one of them either?
Heart goes out to you, B. Heart goes out to you back. I'm in Denmark. Oh no!
I know that's what I said. We want to see him.
Damn it! Well, Skeggy, we'll sort some out. We'll have a meet up or a day trip or we really are. Listen, guys. If anybody's interested in sorting some out, it's a mass group, and I'm talking about if we need to get a coach load of us and we go somewhere as a whole big ass caboodle. Let's do it. Let's go somewhere. Let's make a community. Let's actually have a community rather than talking about just being communities. Let's go somewhere collectively as a group with loads of people and do what we want. Or go somewhere. I'm not for me to make or be in charge of or any way, shape, or form. Anybody wants to and make a suggestion or think of somewhere to go. Let's do something together for a koi meet type thing.
That'd be good, that would, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be nice. I think it'd be brilliant. Keith and Paul being in that position before buying new koi from a local shop, didn't isolate or quarantine, so my own fault, but it killed all my pond. Yeah. Kushikoi says it's been warm. Random, but yes, it has, and it's absolutely boiling here today.
No, I asked the question, what's it been like all over the country?
There you go. It has been warm. You said though it were a bit overcast by you, wasn't it? Oh, somebody said it were overcast. But Jeff said it were overcast at coast.
Yeah, that's the one I didn't want to.
If he was professional, he would be like Gary Webb when he has his toilets break. If I were a professional like Gary Webb, I'd be sat down on 78 subscribers because I'd just chuck all my channel in and throw my toys out of pram and having to start all over again, wouldn't I? If I were really like Gary Webb, I'd be a knob. Some might think I am, but he's to their own. Black Country, it's 21 today and 25 tomorrow. But you're right. It was good. It would. I said right. We've had his differences, both me and Gary Webb, but he was still good at doing what he was doing, and people enjoyed watching what he was doing. I don't understand why he decided to do what he did or go down the avenue that he did. Don't know. He chose to do what he did, and if he's back, he's back. He's back on YouTube. If everybody wants to do whatever they want to do and subscribe to him, feel free. But I ain't got same thing. Look, as I've always said in the past, we can all make mistakes in life, and if we hold his hands up and we come back and we apologise or we do it whatever we're doing, it's on that individual to either accept it or not. And he can do what he chooses, he can be who he pleases, and he can do whatever he wants as far as I'm concerned. If he enjoys doing what he's doing on YouTube, then I don't hold him against him for him to do whatever he wants to do. That's him, and that's on him. Should you, though, need to QT a new koi. And I'm guessing this is what you were talking about. Should you need to quarantine a new koi? Technically, mate,
Yeah.
no, you shouldn't.
Shouldn't
You
have
should-
to, no, but in the ideal world, you should have.
Let's face it, right, guys? I mean, koi beginnings, you've definitely done it. You've spent some good money on fish. A lot of people spend good money on fish. Now, personally, for me, if I spend 100 quid on a fish, to me, that's a reasonable amount of money. There's a lot of shit I can spend that on other things. But if I spend 100 quid on a fish and I bring it back to my pond and I get parasites or I get infections from it, that should never happen. It should come full clean bill of health and it should be cock on.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be buying or bringing in anything. Any proper provider or wholesaler or supplier of fish should have every fish in their pond, in my opinion, tip top, 100%. Nothing should come from them to you. And if they've got problems, you shouldn't be damn well selling them. But that's just what I.
Yeah, 100%.
Problem is, some unscrupulous dealers, they quarantine the fish in their sales tanks, and if someone wants to buy them, they don't stop them.
Yeah, and it's wrong though, mate, isn't it? Especially when it costs a pond owner all his stock or another 300 quid on top of that in treatments when he needs to treat all of it.
Yeah.
It's wrong. They shouldn't be.
Well,
It wouldn't
to the
happen
pond
anywhere
retailer,
else. If you walked into a supermarket and bought a product from a supermarket and it was thick with mold or bad or whatever, you take it back and go, what the hell? And it wouldn't happen. I know it does happen, but you'd get compensated for it. You can't do that with fish.
The pond retailer will look at it in a different way there. They will think, well,
It will fine when you left here.
I'm selling meds.
Yeah.
So it's extra sales.
Yeah.
They're making even more money out.
For example, our friend ordered some fish. He got told time and time again that this fish was going to be this date, it's going to be that date, it will be ready at this point. Now it's got this, now it's got that, now it's got other. When he turned around and said, you know what, I've had enough, I want my money back. The guy had the cheek to turn around and give his wife a bollocking, an absolute mouthful, an insult of bombage of insults, and then hang up on him when he was demanding his money back for something he'd never got.
Yeah.
Some of the people out there that sell koi, some of the big people out there that sell koi are complete arseholes. Not all, I won't say they are, but there are a select few of them that are not in it for the koi, they're not in it for the hobby, and they're out there purely to take people for what they can get out of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've been to
100%.
numerous koi dealers and I've seen all the fish flashing. Obviously, there's an issue.
Yeah.
Normally parasites, but they're all for sale. It should never happen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you'd think more of them. I personally would. I'd think more of a company if you walked in and they turn, I'm sorry, mate. Although you might like that fish, if you want, you can put a deposit on, you can come back for it. But right now, till that fish is clean and it's clear, it ain't leaving this place. And I've been to one place where my son got me my last fish from, and the gentleman there netted up my fish, the kahaku that my son bought me, and there were two fish. I was going to get one, my son was going to get the kahaku. For me, I thought he was buying it for him, but he was buying it for me for a Father's Day gift. Now, there were another one, there were two there. Now, I loved the fish and I was going to buy it. When he netted the fish, he damaged it. And it were only a bit of a cut, a bit of a graze on its head. The first thing that guy did then was take it out, put it in a bowl, and he walked out and he took it away. And I said, what are you doing, mate? He said, can't have that fish now, mate. That fish is not for sale until that fish is right. I've never ever heard that or seen that before anywhere else. But that guy wasn't letting that fish leave there. He quickly PP'd it. It only put it for like 5-6 minutes, PP'd it, took it back, quarantined it, and said that fish ain't for sale.
Yeah.
I'll tell you many places do that kind of thing.
No, definitely not.
Just turn around and say, because would you want to buy a fish when it were marked or damaged or had a cut on it? Most people wouldn't. So they'd normally just leave it within the main stock, within the rest of the tank, and it'd just be what it was. He PP'd the fish, took it away, and said, no, that's it, that fish ain't for sale. And I'm yet to go back there since the day I bought that fish, but that were a good shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, Daz. the day job, lol. The name should not be mentioned, Mick?
Yeah, I didn't want to mention it because it's not giving us shit.
I get it, Skeg. I get it. I get where you're coming from, mate. But
yeah,
dickheads be dickheads, mate. People say things, people do things, people say things when they're not feeling too good or they're not too well, and all the rest of it. People make mistakes, mate. That's all I'm saying. No, you know.
Yeah, I didn't mention his name.
Years gone by, I would have probably turned around and thought, you know what, you're right. But as you get older and you become a little bit more mature, sometimes you think, you know, is it worth it? Is it worth having all that hatred for somebody? I don't think it is. At the end of the day, it's hard to be pissed off with somebody all the time. It's actually draining, and it's more draining on you than what it probably is them.
Yeah.
We didn't realise NT Lab done that. Wow.
Yeah.
Didn't realise NT Lab's done that.
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
It's odd. They call it
permanganate.
Permanganate. I hate that goddamn word. I can't pronounce it. Dip, not PP. I sell it on the web shop far easier than the crystals.
it is, mate. It is far better than the crystals.
Yeah.
Crystals are hard to weigh out accurately. I hate powders and crystals.
Yeah.
I had to move out my smaller pond, all my goldfish and off today, just so I could quarantine 2 large kahaku today that I picked up from a pond closure that was green brackish water. So how long did that take to catch them all, mate? There's a task in itself.
Awful fast.
30 September, lads. 3 beers on Copsey. It'll be in that pub in Skegness. We forgot what name it was, but that's where it'll be. Vegas, please. Lovely koi there. I'm going up to the koi farm on the 7th of August. You going Dazzers?
Yes, Skeggs.
7th of August. Is that that's not this weekend after then, yeah?
Yeah.
No, yeah, brilliant.
I think so, yeah.
That's the grade day, isn't it?
Yeah,
grading day. A grading day, yes.
Yeah, mate. That'd be wicked.
Yeah.
Right, Skegger, if you've got some little nets and if you need your glasses, make sure you bring them, bud, because we will be graded. And why the hell not? Let's get some videos out, mate, and have a laugh and have
some nice Sankey, mate, as well. Some very nice Sankey.
Josh Jones still
Evening,
needs to pick up your place, Daz, and have a good chin wag. There you go, Josh Jones.
Come over on the 7th.
Yeah. The 7th party.
Yeah, koi party.
No need for a coach. I'll do a barbecue and set up the garden party. Just help us put the windows in. I'll help put a window in if you're doing barbecue food. How about when we could turn that into a massive pool party as well. Get all the fish in the big pond, get the window in, big pool party, massive pool. Mike Bass says, put the window in, sounds like a case of vandalism round near us.
Yeah.
Twisted Guy says, back again. God damn you for leaving. And what's the reason for? Keith and Paula laughing, smiling faces at Mike. Koi Beginnings 100%. Twisted Koi Cupcake. Up north, Koi Pond. But the other hand, stressful events can trigger problems between the dealer and our ponds.
Yeah, but not power sites, though. Surely. Because that means the fish have got power sites.
Yeah.
Stressful events. Yeah, well, no, because Costier can come out of fish when it's triggered with stress, can it?
Yeah.
Which is an irritant. But
surely they treat for Costier and all that lot.
Well, you'd think, mate, wouldn't you? You'd think all shops and all stores would treat for everything to make sure that all the fish were in routinely because they've got the treatments on the shelves that they're going to sell. Yeah. It'd cost them a fortune, wouldn't it? And that's the top and bottom of it. It's all about how much
the bottom dollar, yeah.
How much they'd lose by treating them all, doing it indefinitely. Definitely Sion, brother. Simon. Totally side trick being G, the most common one. It's impossible to say if it's a fish or the pond. God damn, man, he blags my head. What the heck? Totally side trick being G, the most common. Yeah. Can we have a translator? Is there anybody out there that can translate? We need. Where are you from? I mean, we need a translator from Mars or something or other. Looking at Matt's glass tables update, I want to hear both. He seriously cracks me up.
Matt from GKP, from the lining place, lining services place.
PRP.
Yeah.
This is good. Skeggy says Gary Gatwick Coy does that. Won't let a fish go unless it's right, and that's how they should do it. Skeggy, it should be.
Yeah.
Be 100%. This little shop, if I ever, I will Google it again. I find the name. It's a little place in Liverpool, just at the border. It's basically right at the end of the M62 before it joins into Liverpool, and it was a proper little, only a small little place, small little business, but the guy were cock on 100%. Skeggy, did you get my order tonight, mate? See that? Look, Skeggy, chatting bubbles, ordering stuff live on here because we're singing your praises.
Yeah, mate, definitely.
Do we get commission then?
We get 10%. 10% between three of us. 10% of nothing is nothing. I've looked at the orders tonight, mate. I like to have a little time off the website. I'll go check. 10%. Shame link for me. Like Matt says, parasites can be symbiotic, living inside the gut of the fish, but stressing. Yeah, there you go. That's just what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's just
that is cost you, isn't it? Where they kick them out and bar.
Yeah. You normally get it when you treat flukes. Then that flushes out the cost here.
Yeah.
Cops giant bottle. Don't forget where the bottom retro drains, Skeggy, when you go to Dazzers. Yep. Copsy says, A up twisted. Copsy, not had an order through the copy, cupcake, or not Copsy. Copsy. How the hell how do you pronounce it? Is it Copsy? Copsy? I don't know. You haven't corrected me anyway, so I guess I'm saying it right. Depends if you can get them in time. Dealers could be classed as parasites. Only joking. Yeah, they probably could. Trick and Costia can hide under the sky. No. What? No way. They can hide under the scales, waiting for a stress event.
Oh, God.
Can they? Really?
No.
I've not heard of that, but it's scary if you can.
Trick and Costia can hide under the scales, waiting for a stress event that won't show up on a scrape.
No.
Black Country Coy says, I'm back. Where did you go? I've been here, says Twisted. On your channel, Skeggy. WB, Davey. Tracy Cope. Hi, Skeggy. He's only ordered a Guinness, LOL. Tracy Cope. That's a new name. Welcome. Don't know if I've seen that one before, have I? Tracy Cope. Welcome to the channel, Tracy. If it's not new, I apologise for not paying attention. Costy can hide in the asshole. Had a call. Any excuse, mate. Who was the call from?
Ghostbusters.
I bet it were your parents, wasn't it? Mine always ring at wrong time and random times as well. I'm off. Got an early start tomorrow. Thanks for the info, you guys. Give care all. Thanks for the info, you guys.
Mate. Thanks for watching,
Take
mate.
care all. Thumbs up. If I do remember what I was going to say, mate, I'll tell you next week. Because yeah, I did brain fart and I can't remember it at all. I ain't seen the comments. Be right back. See you in a bit. On my channel, question: if you're on about the Sakai email or text not on the channel, it will get missed or placed on the website, please. That makes any. Tracy is my dragon.
What?
Tracy's my dragon. Tracy's my dragon. I don't say that just in case.
No, we're going to state that.
Yeah, I'm not saying nothing. I've been you, Vince. How's them eggs? I thought you were going. I thought you said you couldn't see comments. LOL, Tracy. Tracy's cops his wife.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Right. Now it makes sense, Tracy. I hope you smashed the like, share, and subscribe, and subbed as well whilst you came to watch. Let's have a quick refresh. Let's see if I got off the devil's number. I don't look, because I'm going to be stuck on this for months. I know I am. God damn it, I'm still there. 666. Cursed now with the devil's number. I will remain on the devil's number. Mike says subs at 667. It's not Mike, I've just refreshed. It's at 666. Anybody out there, out of you 25 people, that's not a subscriber, just subscribe. And then when you see it go to 668, you can unsubscribe again if you don't want to remain a member. Just get me off that 666 because I'm gonna be stuck there permanently. Let's go. See you, Kushta. Sub 667. Still some white ones. Skeggy, I got told that by a vet from Fluke Solve about parasites hiding under the scales. When I mentioned it on, I got told a story about buses and Purcell.
Yeah.
That's just me taking piss, mate. You feel free to take your washing on the bus. See if you can get it clean. Hello, Tracy. Wouldn't put up with being called a dragon. No, I wouldn't either. I'd drop kick him straight in the nether regions. No telling Tracy. Stick with it, mate. Don't be tempted to take the brushes out. How old are they? How old are they now? What's the right tip for you? And I did see this on another channel. But if they haven't hatched yet, and they do hatch, they won't survive. Because if they ain't weak enough, if they aren't strong enough to hatch, they ain't going to be strong enough to survive and keep growing. Therefore, they're just taking up space, food, and time and problems. Yes, guys, I have liked and subscribed. Let's check. Did it give me the 767? God damn it. You already was. Never mind. Tracy, make a Boston cup of tea. Oh, God. Make a Boston cup of tea. I've been your Black Country Koi talk, isn't it? That's what it is. Just don't look at Tracy's channel content. You'll need eye bleach. Tracy, share your channel. Tracy, hang about. I'm going for some eye bleach. Let's have a quick look.
Come on, you've got to share it, Gaz.
Should we? Might be real bad.
Have a look at it first.
Yeah. I'll try it for science. This is what's on now.
I'll try it for science.
Oh, there you go. I've got to hear me say I try it for science. Traces. Let's go to channel. Go to channel. This could be really interesting. Oh my God. No, not on.
You do need eye bleach.
Mankini Ice Bucket Challenge. That's definitely not going on.
Oh, no. People have eaten.
No, we're not showing that one. Would you like me to, Tracy? Will it get a laugh? I don't mind. It's not. Well, that depends.
Yeah, you don't end up on
It looks a bit cold. That's all I'm saying.
It all depends who's wearing the mankini, though, isn't it?
Well, obviously the man, or it wouldn't be a mankini, it'd be a woman. It would be a bikini then, wouldn't it? Has to be a mankini. Has to be a man.
Yeah, but yeah, a woman can wear a mankini, can't it? It won't. It would reveal a lot more, but
Exposure, Mick. We definitely can't put exposure on.
no, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Well, we could put man exposure because that's technically not right, not wrong, which is strange.
It's strange. No,
But
we'll keep it coy.
I've seen that mankini, it scarred me for life. I don't press play, Vince. It's just the thumbnails enough. So, we'll get rid of that. There's luminous green mankini staring back at me. Gaz, I have liked and subscribed.
Was it a bit like that, Gaz?
Not yet. Yeah, very much like that, yeah. Not yet. What change tomorrow?
Is that what you're taking on holiday? One of them.
How many days old do they though, Vince? How many days does it take for a fry to hatch? 3 max?
3 to 6 days.
Yeah.
All depends on temp.
All depends on temp. Yeah.
She has no option.
About a week.
He's still a prat. Thanks, Dave. Waiting for hours and not one single bus came with a person on it.
In fact, Vince,
Okay.
if you've got a microscope, put one of the eggs on the microscope, and it should have like an inner circle. Mind you, by now they should be well developed.
You see your eyeballs by day 2.
Yeah.
By day 2, you should be seeing eyeballs.
Yeah. If they're still white now, then that's it. They've had it basically.
We got an LOL from Tracy because I think I've just seen a man in a mankini. I've seen that mankini. It scarred me for life. Totally Vince did. I didn't press play though. There's only so I want to sleep tonight. Boost your subscriptions, Gaz. That will boost my subscriptions if I stick that on and play it. If it did, I would, but it definitely won't. Copsy Coy had the mankini on. Guys, catch you later. Get work tomorrow. Cheers for your kind words tonight. My pleasure, mate. All the best.
My pleasure, lad.
Yeah.
There is
Okay, mate.
the advert. See you, David. I saw double dots yesterday, Dazza. There you go. Sweet. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, then, man, mate.
But what they do say, Vince,
double dots. Yeah, it's eyes. Yeah, so it's
what they do say though, Vince, is the fish that take the longer to hatch, the likelihood is will not survive because they're too weak. They want to be out in the first 2 to 3 days. If they're not hatched within the first 2 to 3 days, they don't tend to do well bringing them on afterwards.
No, it's not normally 2 to 3 days unless it's very high temperatures. You're normally on about 4 or 5 days before you start getting your first hatchlings.
I'm just repeating what Master Breeder said.
Yeah, but he's in a 30-degree plus environment every day.
Yeah, so that's what them.
Yeah.
But like I said, with the temperature being as it is, you're probably talking about 4 days.
Yeah.
To 4 days to start seeing wigglers.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Listen here. Skeggy says fry hatching, Jamie keeping it coy, 2.5 weeks.
Wow, that must have been cold temperatures set that long.
Wow.
Night, Dave. Ooh, bitch. What was that bitch? Do you think it was bitchy? You watched the video too, then? Yeah. I have my reasons. Well, now what? No more mankinis. Skeggy's typing English again. Chris is seeing double dots. Pool is sat at approximately 17 to 18 degrees.
Yeah. At the moment, yeah. So you talk about 4 days.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm not starving at all. That would be because I don't want to say it because there's a guy called Jeff that'll say, "You're not starving, Gaz, are you? You're hungry." But I am really hungry. I could do with getting a bit of something to eat. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
And on that note, guys, thank you very much, as always, To all the new subscribers and all the new people that have joined next, got me up to 666. I appreciate it very much. I hope to get off the 666 pretty quick and not stick on it for ages because it is the devil's number. But, you know, better the devil you know than the devil you don't. So if we have to stick with it, we will do. Usual thing. Thank you very much. Oh, did you see that? I got it right. Play it the right way. Thank you very much to Mick. Happy birthday, mate. I hope you've had a good
Thank you
day.
very much.
Yes, happy birthday,
Thanks very
Nick.
much
I meant
for joining us
to
on
say
your
it
birthday.
earlier.
Thank you very much, Daz. You got it
You're
right again.
welcome.
It's easy when you're downhill. It's easy to point to.
Before we
Cheers for
go,
joining again, guys. Big thanks to everybody that's come, sent a comment, had a chat with us, and joined in with us all. Usual thing: like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. And if Mick's got something he wants to add in right now,
on the 7th, Mike Bass, if that's okay.
on
Yes,
the 7th,
absolutely.
Mike Bass.
Yeah,
More the merrier.
we'll get together. We'll get together, won't we? Mike wants to join us up with us, don't you?
Mike, I've got your email still. I'll bang you one through. We'll sort details and dates out and all that lot. That'd be sweet. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, perfect.
We'll quickly read through these. I had a win double Epsom Vince. It's clipping the pond fund. Crippling the pond fund. Get some free swimmers through, though, haven't you, Vince? Got some free swimmers, though, haven't you, Vince? Oh, yes, Simon, my ickle brother. Good night, guys. Great, been great, lads. Again, night, Mike. Thumbs up from Graham Taylor. Night, peeps. Good night from Tracy. Laters from Si. Happy birthday, Mick. And a huge thanks very much for your next time, guys. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. And until next time, keep smiling. See you all soon. Thank you very much for joining us. And good night, all.
Night, everyone.
Broadcast.